Just getting settled up here before we get into the broadcast. All right, everybody. John out here with you. It's Thursday, January 30th, 2025. How's everybody doing out there today? For the Red Wings, they're 24-21-5. Head coached by not Derek Lyon anymore. I can say Todd McLellan. Doesn't that make you happy? Dylan Larkin, Marco Kasper, Lucas Raymond, Ben Sherratt, Moritz Seider, Andrew Kopp, Alex DeBrincat, Christian Fischer, Simon Edmondson, Albert Johansson, Michael Rasmussen, Elmer Soderblom, Jonathan Berggren, Joe Veleno, Vladimir, Tarasenko, Dominic Shine. I do think that there's going to be a little bit of adjustment there. Shine is coming out of the lineup as Tarasenko is coming in. Gustafsson and Hall will be on the back end defense. I believe Alex Lyon is going to get the start tonight. Stingray said Todd McLellan, former Oiler legend. Yes, he is. And the Red Wings are a good team and they're an unusually good conference. I agree with you, Stingray. I had to throw those questions out there just in case whether or not you think Yzerman might be in danger or where you think the Wings are at. I think their development has been good. Maybe one more second and third rounders, but they've hit on the first. So Connor McDavid, RNH, Connor Brown. Again, this is for Kris Knoblauch squad, 32-15-3 of the Edmonton Oilers at first in the Pacific. Darnell, Nurse, Evan Bouchard. Leon Draisaitl, Sully, Podkolzin, Victor Arvidsson, Mattias, Ekholm, Ty Emberson, Adam Emmerich, Jeff Skinner, Zach Hyman, Mattias Janmark, Corey Perry, Noah Phillip, Brett Kulak, and John Klingberg, who's going to be making his season debut. So I see Bob Kaiser is going to be getting the call for Ken Daniels today, the Grand Rapids Griffins legend. It'll be Alex Lyon against Stuart Skinner. His wife had just given up birth to their child, so he missed the game against the Kraken. He will not miss the game against the Red Wings tonight. So let me know what you think about this one, the Edmonton Oilers and the Red Wings. Again, this gives me the fondness in the days of when I used to work at the Oakland Press, when they were located in Pontiac, when I could drive home late at night about at 12:30 and then end up listening to the game on the way going home. And I like staying up late covering this stuff on the Canadian road trip, so let's have some fun with it. We're underway now in Rogers as this one gets sent back down the embankment. Skinner will stop it, and left to right come the Oilers. Podkolzin's pass to Draisaitl. This will be fanned on, and the Red Wings in the road whites with the red striping. We'll put this in around the inboards. Again, I'm old enough to remember the reverse as far as having the Reds, and I do miss that. Again, I know the Wings shouldn't be in the Western Conference, but still will always have that in the back of my mind as the Wings ice it. 1922 left to go in the first. Moritz Seider, and again hit with the puck there, and he's banged up a little bit near the right side boards early. So hopefully that does not mean anything else. He kind of did the splits a little bit the wrong way as well. Is Danny DeKaiser also the color man here alongside Bob Kaiser? So again, none of the Red Wings have been able to make the road trip as far as Mickey Redmond or Ken Daniels. But I'll be calling this one for you nonetheless. Toward the right side, it's Hyman. As this one gets dumped in, Edmondson will watch this go back around for Michael Rasmussen. Again, that third line for Tom McLellan's got a lot of size. They bring in Vlad Tarasenko. Has been better of late, but they still need more from him. Again, you want to see those goals. Number 97 with the puck now. Connor McDavid off the drop, and this one gets deflected. Doesn't hit Lyon, but it was right out in front of the goal mouth. As now the Red Wings try to pick it up off the back skate for the Cat. Alex DeBrincat overskates it for a moment. And this will get sent back in. And this will be iced against the Oilers. 18:38 left to go in the first. So for the Edmonton Oilers, again, we went over their record to get a chance with the very short pregame here. And since of a 32-15-3 first in the Pacific, again, they were battling a little bit back and forth for the Vegas Golden Knights, who started to lose a couple games here. The LA Kings were one of the hottest teams in the league, 2.5 weeks ago? Now they're starting to drop a couple games, and Edmonton looks to be usually where they are in late January and early February, which is about top in the Pacific and one of the best teams in the Western Conference. I don't know if they're going to be able to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals, but you would have to think that they would still be a powerhouse in the Western Conference, probably get a couple of rounds at least, as this one gets sent in offsides or the wings off a long flip for Elmer Soderblom from Edmonton. 18:20 left to go on this first round. With you from Rogers. It's a 1-0 shot board, and that's all we have right now. As the Oilers head coach, Todd McLellan was in the middle of a rebuild. It was 123, 119, and 24. As we had a very young Draisaitl and McDavid. Again, those were still around the days of Taylor Hall and some of the other prospects. Again, Neil Yakupov and some other guys that did not end up panning out. Again, sometimes you can talk about it, as we mentioned with Ken Holland and some of the ones that didn't hit. Well, some of the ones didn't hit in Edmonton either when he had some of those big-time picks. But when they did, they really did. There's a chance in off the rush now for Corey Perry as this one gets shoveled into the corner. And now toward the right side, wings try to get this out with number 90 and Joe Veleno. Takes Kulak's stick out of his hands, and this will send it around the left side blue line. Darnell Nurse will be able to hold this one in now for Zach Hyman. Back to Darnell, plays the pinball, takes a shot right in the stomach of Alex Lyon. Will hold 17:40 left to go in the first. So it's still Connor McDavid and RNH and Connor Brown on that first line. Leon Draisaitl going to get split today. Most wins since December 29th. Stars with 12, and the Wings and the Oilers and the Caps we just covered the other day, 11, 11, and 10 respectively. Some of the hottest teams that we've had in the league. It'll be a D-zone draw. And I think we're going to have to do it again. So this would be Draisaitl and Larkin. Larkin now off the tie-up, can't get to it, but the Red Wings will able to send some reinforcements to get to the left side red line. And Larkin tried to steal, but overskates the puck as it bounced off a knee. And this will be sent in deep. Alex Lyon will play it around the end boards. I think somebody blew a tire there for the Oilers. And now trying to set a screen out in front as this one goes D to D. To the left side blue line, long shot. Pinball off the boards. Red Wings with Seider trying to get this one out. Now this will be set right toward the net pod. Colson can't turn around or shoot it. And now the Oilers will bounce it off right in front off the wings. And Marco Kasper, little inside out move by some positioning, and this one will get taken away. Picked up now for Ty Emberson. Emberson loses it to Chirot. Chirot almost falls down. Chirot now finds his way to the left side red line and fires it in as the Red Wings will give chase to this puck, try to send it back to the right side boards near the dot. Red Wings now left side center it out. Tarasenko touch for Kopp, and it's bounced off his leg. Couldn't get it to escape as this is toward the right side red line. The Wings try to cycle it around, and this one picked off by the Oilers. Right in across center ice. Spin is RNH. RNH try to give, and this is picked off. Backing around the end boards now, Gustafsson. Gustafsson will knock this ahead to Kopp. DeBrincat's got him on the off wing, but the pass is too far. DeBrincat trying to bounce it out of the air, stays with it, gains the zone, picks a slap shot. This one bounced out in front of Kopp, and then stick lifted away from him. As we'll start this one again. So both teams going to get their changes here. Evan Bouchard going to get the new reinforcements here for Kris Knoblauch's squad. Good seam pass. And from about 45 feet, they touched in near the right side board. Soderblom able to get a stick on it, forced the steal. Got Berggren with him. He's hustling, trying to get a breakaway. He's not going to be able to catch up to the puck now. Try to cycle it around the end boards, and this one's picked off. Adam Henrique have a bounce off escape. The Wings keep it in toward the right side dot. And a big hit against Soderblom as the play is underway. He gets knocked down on his heavily padded wallet. And this will go to the left side of red line. Gets sent in now for the Oilers. Gustafsson takes a hit and try to make a play. Berggren has to find it. A wanting pass kept in now by the Oilers. Tip. This one goes wide off the outside of the mesh. Wings now try to get to it. 15-10 left to go in the first. Not a lot of shots here so far. Good skate for Gustafsson. Find the entry. Here's a long shot. This one deflected up in the netting from Fisher. And on a play. 15:06 left to go in the first. So Kris Knoblauch looks on. Again, this season started 6-7-1. They started 5-12-1 last year, and they finished 44-15-5, 26-8-2 cents. So Bally Sports or FanDuel Sports Detroit now are saying how the Oilers have started slow and they finished strong. That's kind of how they were last year and this year. It'll be Veleno and Phillip to be able to take the draw here in between both teams. And the right wing loses it to the Wings. As this is kept in, Fisher slap shot. This one blocked out in front of Veleno. Kept in by the Wings nicely is Seider. Cue this one to Chirot. Back in behind the net now. Wings fourth line trying to make some magic happen. Joe Veleno pressed against the boards between three Oilers. Wings not giving up on the play. Good reverse hit there a couple times from that fourth line, and the Oilers have to send this one back down the ice. 14:35 left to go in the first. John Under with you on the call. Local one today. It's going to be a local one again on Saturday when Compher-Hopkins will join me as two of our favorite teams will take each other on. It'll be a late game, 10:15, probably CBC, and then the Wings feed as well. That'll be about 10:10 on the air between Cooper and myself. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't caught up in a while. Leon Draisaitl and Edmonton will do battle. Draisaitl now. Keep it alive off the backhand. Good pass. And the Oilers just can't get a shot off here. DeBrincat, little inside out. We'll just try to get a reverse hit. He does get it away. And Arvidsson falls down. So no tripping calls. And for Tarasenko, I guess I take that back. It'll be Vlad Tarasenko going to go to the box for tripping. And the Oilers will go to the first power play of the game. 13:53. It was a battle against the boards and in efforts to get it out. This will go against the Wings. I think it's against Vlad, but we'll get the clarifications when we come back. So right at the stoppage, pull up both of the ESPN boxes here. Is at 13:53. Shots about 4-1 Detroit. Not a lot going on just yet. But the Edmonton power play can change that. Throwing that in the story right now. So Rantanen scored as a Kane. Stingray, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more on Saturday. Again, I haven't really talked about that as much. I'm going to get the notes together. We're going to talk about Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall trade to Carolina, and then also talk about what's been going on with the Vancouver Canucks, because Patrick Allvin gave an interview on their side of the paper, and I don't know if those are the comments that you want to say. I'm going to get some of those ones from Shannon, the hockey guy. If you don't follow him on YouTube, make sure that you do. He's a really good source of information. He does things old school on the whiteboard. We're going to talk about him and figure out what's going on in Vancouver. And then also a little bit of Philip Grubauer got released from the Seattle Kraken. I know that's a pertinent local information for Cooper between Seattle, which is local for him, and Calgary, which is his childhood favorite team, which we'll cover on Saturday with the Wings. So it should be a good post-game show and intermission. So this is Vlad Tarasenko into the box. Again, he missed the last couple of games. It's Larkin against McDavid. Connor McJesus will win this one. And we will start again. Bouchard. This will be touched in toward the right. So this is where you really kind of chat your teeth if you're an opposing fan of one of the squads against the Edmonton power play. I don't care what the percentage of short side chance. And Lyon able to knock that away from Draisaitl. Bouchard keeps it in near the right side. Dot 135 left to go on Edmonton's first power play. Draisaitl. Now McDavid survey for Draisaitl. Good lift for Seider. Make sure that Draisaitl couldn't get the shot off near the right dot. Connor McDavid on his back skate. Very patient. Seider might be screening Alex Lyon here. Clearing attempt, not out of his zone by Chirot. Picks it up as Draisaitl, and he scores. Chirot fanned on the clearing attempt. It went right to Draisaitl, and he put it in the back of the net. Man, oh man, Chirot's got to feel sick to his stomach for that one. He thought after the knockdown, he'd be able to pick that one back up. He trips on Hyman, and then as the puck rolls to him, he fans on the clearing attempt, and Draisaitl pots the goal. That just does not get any worse of a feeling for Chiarot, as he's got to be sick to his stomach as Draisaitl gets the easiest shot he can get out of it. So it doesn't get any easier there for the Edmonton Oilers. Chiarot fans in the clear after tripping on Zach Hyman, and then Draisaitl gets a power play goal. So immediately that's how Edmonton gets on the board. It should be no surprise with the Edmonton power play, regardless of percentages. It's been the most dangerous in the league for the last 5-6 years now. When you got McDavid and Draisaitl on that same line, and you got Evan Bouchard who can also drive on that. So power play merchants. Dylan Larkin, good work to try to get the steal. Again, no Compher, no Kane, so less offensive firepower here for Detroit. Should they go down big, or should they go down by multiple goals at least, it's going to make things difficult. Stuart Skinner has given up some losses, and his save percentage is not big, but the Oilers have too much firepower, more so than the Wings, I think, to make a difference if the scoreline gets out of the way. Draisaitl already has his 36th of the year from Bouchard and McDavid. Centered out in front, this goes off the outside of the cage, and RNH now try to pick this up for Hull. Red Wings need to be very particular with this puck as Berggren will just slowly send this one back down. Start this again now as Emberson will get a chance to take a breath. So Draisaitl plus 800 for the first goal scorer. You're already feeling good about that, but you're going to put some numbers down. Kopp gets the steal. Here's a drop, save Stewart as this goes in the corner. Chiarot right out in front for Tarasenko, and this one goes way wide as the Cap will send this back in around the end boards. 11:15 left to go on the first. Draisaitl scores in the power play as Edmonton's got a 1-0 lead. Settle back down now for Seider. Chiarot is already back out there after the miscue as this one's sent in. Tarasenko try to get chased with DeBrincat. Again, you feel much better with DeBrincat and Kane, but in Kane on retroactive IR, at least for a couple weeks, it's going to be a while until he comes back. Joe Veleno finishes his hit. Edmondson will send this in the corner for Joe. Just off the change, should have some speed. This one sticked away nicely from Joe Veleno, and now this will be sent back here from Corey Perry. Able to start this one again. Perry makes his pass ahead. As Victor Arvidsson, former Nashville Predator, gets brushed in the corner with the LA King. This one picked up for the Oilers. Good skate ahead. As this is toward the right side and back and behind the net. Oilers now working on the back skate. Trying to keep this in. Good touch pass. Draisaitl already scored. Inside out move pass. Good save. Alex Lyon had it underneath him, and I don't know how he did. They said Dominic Shine probably wasn't playing in this game, but I did see Shine out there right now. So Alex Lyon with a point-blank save after Draisaitl ended up set it up for Venseli Podkolzin, as that one went from left to the right in the middle of the slot. I mean, that could not look any better. Draisaitl has been locked into this game early, and a shot for DeBrincat. That one goes off the right pad. So Red Wings get a D-zone draw. Battle for the puck, though. Picked up by the Oilers. This is dangerous. Backhand save. Lyon as this gets brushed in the left corner. Casper now. As Chiarot will get chased. Chiarot now try to send this one down Dylan Larkin as it gets sent away by Arvidsson. He'll slow it down as Alex Lyon as he got out of his crease to make the play. Chiarot now around the corner for Moritz. Seider, long outstretched pass from 50. Larkin off the drop. Raymond shoots. He gets taken down. This is kept in. Chiarot with a slapper, and it's right in the glove hand of Stuart Skinner. We will take another break. It is 1-0 Edmonton, courtesy of Lyon.
adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities. Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Equinox for around $279 a month. Chevy drives to Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Listen, I've been watching the same commercial as you have for decades. You know what? They're all true. Birds seem to absolutely care as much about you as they do about you.
So Stuart Skinner 6-6 so far. Alex Lyon 4-5. When we get in the intermission, I will give you a scoring update across the board. Again, I am expecting Nugent-Hopkins to join me for Saturday's game against the Flames. I think that one will be all but locked in as he's had to travel in between California and Seattle and back to California for his dad's birthday. So I think we will get things squared away. I'm very much looking forward to that one. It's been a while since him and I got a chance to catch up. We should be looking forward to that game against the Flames and the Red Wings. I do think the Red Wings have a chance to get a win. I do think the Flames have a chance to get a win. I know the last few games have gone to Detroit, but I don't know how much longer that will last considering they have some guys out. Back underneath the play, off the outside of the mesh, Alex Lyon, he tried to go ahead and save it toward the right side. He couldn't hold. And oh my goodness, that is the easiest goal ever in the mix of Jeff Skinner, who was able to walk right in and just tap it into the stick. I could have scored that one. So as this started in their own end, here's a long pass from 100 touched, and Alex Lyon trying to fall on it. He can't corral it, and Skinner scores. I mean, that is inexcusable. Again, Sherrod can't clear, which ends up giving a goal, and then Alex Lyon can't hold, and Skinner gets the easiest goal ever. Wow. This is the danger when you're covering some of the stuff in the Canadian road trip. So we can say right now, if you're a Wings fan, this was not the start that you were hoping for. Again, you had a 6-2 lead on the shot board. The Oilers are up 2-0, and the way that it happened, opportunistic is the right call. I said that Tuesday against the Flames between the Caps and the Flames. And look, I understand what Washington's record is. I understand what Edmonton's record is. Good teams take advantage of mistakes. Sherrod fans on a clear. Draisaitl scores in the power play, so you can blame Tarasenko and say, shouldn't be taking a tripping penalty. Fair. This next one gets brushed toward the left side post, and Lyon's got to be able to hold that one. He can't. And Skinner doesn't even have to shoot. He can walk right in and just skate it into the net. And he does. And the Oilers now have a 2-0 lead. And again, we talk about no Compher, no Kane, and some of the other secondary. Here's a good pass for Raymond. And this one is a great save for Skinner on Marco Kasper. Or let's just make sure Jonas Johansson. 8:57 left to go in the first. So Raymond, as Johansson able to brush right toward the right side dot, a blocker save for Skinner. The Red Wings need this next goal if they want to make this a game, because you already think about McDavid and Draisaitl. What could happen? This could get ugly, and this could be the worst loss the Wings have since Todd McLellan took over, with the exception of the Sharks. I know that one was competitive, but they did give up 6. As this will be sent back around for Seider. He mishandles the puck. And then a big hit toward the head, as that one was almost an elbow, not called. Red Wings able to take this one cop, and off the rush was Seider, who joined in. And DeBrincat now will have to pinch back. Oilers off the spin. The clearing attempt not out. The cap toward the right side. Wings have possession with Cop. For DeBrincat on the other circle, shot gets deflected. And this will leave back to Gustafsson. He got his change. Sherrod did not. Sherrod back in behind the boards from Gustafsson. We'll have to start this one again. Sherrod's pass will go in off the glass, and we'll get an inadvertent whistle. 8:08, I think it's a hand pass, says Bob Kaiser. And we'll get a stoppage. 2-0 now. Skinner and Draisaitl have the goals for the Oilers, and I can't say that much of them were very difficult. I think the Red Wings have shot themselves in the foot more so than anything else, but that is the way things go sometimes. And I try to be as optimistic, as even killed as I can on these calls, but when I saw the game Tuesday against the Flames, I see the game now against the Red Wings. I don't think that they're playing poorly, but you can't have fail clears. It seems like any time right now in the two games that I've just covered, anytime you make a mistake, it goes in the back of your net. And sometimes things work that way. So let's go again. Opportunity now. Edmondson will send this one back in behind the end board. So Jonas Johansson, you got Edmondson, you got Seider, you got some big defensemen. Johansson now with the shot. This one deflected. Marco Kasper. Now we'll try to find it near the right side red line. Larkin able to get the steal away from Nurse. Raymond now. Edmondson passed way too hard up the inboards. Edmondson uses the reach. He gets smoked against the inboards. Gets back up. Raymond now trying to skate in between a phone booth. Kulak able to get this one out now, as this will pick up toward the left side red line. Here's a good skate in, RNH, short side chance. This goes off the outside of the cage. Start this one is Johansson. So Simon Edmondson and Johansson on the same line. Again, we've seen them on the Griffins, and I think this will be the future of the Red Wings defense as this gets sent in. Picked up and around the inboards there. As this will be recollected now and off the rush and sent back down for Connor Brown. Brown now will go ahead and give away as the Red Wings Seider can't get it out. Here's a spin attempt, and the Red Wings steal fan on a clear. Did Kopp, and now the Red Wings still trying to battle with this in their own end. It looks like a sloppy mess at the moment, as this is now sent back down and around the end boards. Detroit can take their change. Caps were down, I think 4-2 against the Senators. It's now 4-3. I'm not sure who I would want to win that game. You would think Washington to stop the Ottawa Senators from getting points, as this is now picked back up. Darnell Nurse able to make this pass across. Start this one again as it's picked up by Perry. Other number 90 and Joe Veleno. Anaheim's got the early lead on Calgary. That's not very good for the Flames, as this one sent in toward the left side red one. Stopped by Skinner. Again, there's just a stick sitting on the right side dot just for the moment, as we will get another whistle. I think we might get another wings tripping penalty as Corey Perry went down behind the play into the corner. With 6:03 left to go in the first, it looks like Joe Veleno is going to go to the box, and the Oilers are now threatening for a 3-0 lead, and that is right in front of the referee, a 90-90 crime, and Joe Veleno is the one that's going to get it. I'm looking at the second look for Joe Veleno, so maybe Perry embellished that call and be partial trip, partial not. But this one is won by Larkin from Draisaitl and sent back down on the ice. So Edmonton already scored one time on their power play, just 2 shots off the trot failed clear. And here we go again, Draisaitl. Send this one now for Connor McDavid. Try to split the defense. Gets her on Edmondson. Sends it in the corner. Now this will be picked up for Draisaitl near the right dot where he loves to be, the Nikita Kucherov with the left-hander. Having Bouchard. Bouchard now for McDavid. McDavid now Draisaitl near the right dot. Draisaitl seen pass across. Alex Lyon this time will hold on. 1:22 left to go in the first from a Bouchard chance.
That was a good save. Well, Veleno and Corey Perry do have a little history. Go back earlier this year. They have dropped it once at Little Caesars Arena. Joe Veleno got a little bit too often, but held his own there against the best of Corey Perry. Let's just see Veleno standing up for himself there, giving the team a little bit of a boost.
Another D-zone draw, but this puck off the clearing attempt goes up and out of place, so we'll stay right here in the Red Wings defensive again. And again, we're at Rogers Place. 5:22 left to go in the first. Tommy Kahnle from the New York Yankees has signed with the Tigers on a 1-year deal. Max Scherzer on a 1-year deal with the Toronto Blue Jays. So they couldn't get Roy Sasaki. They settled for Scherzer, who goes from Texas after that trade. So they gave up some pieces to get Scherzer, and Scherzer didn't even stay. I don't know if that really made much sense for the Rangers to do, but they're going to spend money. Wraparound attempt, and this one is picked up by Lyon as somehow McDavid ended up getting denied and toward the right side dot. So it's Raymond, Larkin, Hall, Trott, Seider, Edmonton. They've just taken their change, so I think that they're going to stay on the ice. And Connor McDavid hunting a puck, and I'm not even really sure how Alex Lyon got there near the right side. He was spinning out of control, just able to hold the skate against the post. And we're going to do this draw again. This is the second time Larkin won it clean, and this is the second time they say it's been drawn unfairly, where it's going to give Edmonton another chance in the power play to start with possession. So Alex Lyon, a little bit sketchy on some of the rebounds there in the second goal, which gave Jeff Skinner one, and then Sherratt fan clear 2-0 Oilers from Draisaitl and Skinner. So Larkin against McDavid. He won it the first time. He's already won it again. Can he do it the third? Yes. Larkin won another defensive zone draw, and this again cleared out of play. It will be a D zone draw. Dylan Larkin has to keep bailing out his team in between the circle because they just can't clear it effectively down the ice. When you clear it into the bench, it's no penalty, but that means it's got to stay here again. 5:13 left to go in the first. So Dylan Larkin, as the ref said, you jumped too quickly. Now take Larkin out against Raymond, so Draisaitl should have the advantage here. And now they'll take Draisaitl out of the wing. Let's go. Let's actually drop the puck, I say, as it's Raymond and McDavid now. McDavid will win it as Draisaitl. He wants the slap shot from Bouchard. He'll get it near the right side dot and Survey. 1 minute left to go in the second power play. McDavid, short side chance, big rebound. Red Wings trying to get it out. It goes right to Draisaitl. Good save, Lyon. As a big hit. McDavid dangles. He'll drop it toward the left side. Bouchard will hold it in nicely. And Edmonton can continue their puck possession. McDavid on his back skate. It is Bouchard. Bouchard now. Seam pass. Draisaitl. He loves to shoot short side. He missed all of it. This not kept in this time. As Bouchard. It's picked up. This could be a Wings chance. Dylan Larkin. He'll make a drop pass. He was running on a gasoline, but nobody else able to join him. Marco Casper will touch. Good play for Marco. It's a 1-on-3. Marco now trying to drive to the net. Short side save for Skinner. He will stand up now and play the puck back in behind the net. Shotward is 15-7 Oilers. They were dangerous on this power play, if not for a couple Lion saves. McDavid. He leaves for a Draisaitl. One more touch, a little bit too many for Edmonton, but no problem. McDavid, inside out move, toe drag through a phone booth. Took 3 players to dispossess him. Joe Veleno, who's outside of the box now, pushed this one ahead for Darnell. Nursed it calmly, let everyone else get settled here. I think Mattias Ekholm is still in this game right now when I notice the beard, but maybe not, as this one goes all the way from 200 feet to Alex Lyon. He's in the stand-up to play it now, and Joe Veleno. Now toward the left side, as this is a hit for Tarasenko. Puck gets turned over, and Dominic Shine will throw this one in the corner, along for Albert Johansson. And Skinner will go ahead and stop this in the zone at Skinner's pass on point toward the right dot. This will allow the Edmonton Oilers to go left to right. They'll flip this one back down on the ice. Alex Lyon slows this one down around the end boards. Dominic Shine takes some hits from Ekholm. Shine still stays on his feet. Again, he's been a lifelong Grand Rapids Griffin. He's been from the area. He got the call up a few days ago for the first time in his early 30s to play in the NHL, a 5-2 win against the LA Kings. So it's a pretty awesome story. Never giving up on your dream. This is not kept in by Detroit. And on the back skate, Oilers able to take a long shot. Kulak, this one gets blocked. And now toward off the skate of one of the wings. And this will allow Jonathan Berggren to drop this one again for Soderblom. Berggren off the spin. Elmer Soderblom will send this one back in behind the end boards. Red Wings trying to find some space. They'll keep it in. Seider, a couple stutter steps on his backhand now. Good move. Off the outside, Seider will throw this back in behind the net. If they get back in his own position, they go slapper. Seider lets it go. This one partially blocked there, and alongside the fourth line of Noah Phillip. And the Oilers will take this toward the left side red line and send it in. It's a 3-0 lead for the Bolts over the Kings. Kings continue to drop games. If they're not careful, if this continues, they will find themselves in a wild card spot. And Washington has come all the way back. They might have been 4-1. It's 4-4 now with 2:36 left to go. In that third, Carolina holds off Chicago, wins 3-2. We'll get more of those scores officially as they show Connor McDavid with a series of chances and skates. Again, he's a second game back, I believe, from a 3-game suspension off the cross-check for the Vancouver Canucks. And Tyler Myers, who was given it, Connor McDavid, who was given it right back. 1:55 left to go in the first. Columbus and Vegas will get settled to go in about 25 minutes. Andrew Kopp will take this one against McDavid. And the Red Wings off the tie-up can't get it as this goes toward the right corner. Bouchard passes way too hard. The Red Wings will have to watch this one go back into neutral ice as Darnell Nurse back out there now. A couple of stick lifts. Wings will steal with Vladimir Tarasenko. And we'll set this one back. So Brown is the one to chase. Seider one-handed, having some trouble with it as this is now recovered here for Johansson and sent in now for the Wings. Vladimir Tarasenko will go ahead and get some chase and finish a soft hit in the corner. As now Brown turning on the burners. Excellent work there, McDavid. A couple inside-out moves. He will put this right to Tarasenko in the middle of the dots and be sent back down. So Bob Kaiser and Danny DeKaiser, a little bit of the B unit on the road, but no disrespect there to Bob Kaiser because he's one of the best in the business alongside with the Griffins. Again, he's also worked with Ken Kell and Ken Daniels. As this is centered to the goal mouth, that one goes wide. And now this is Emerson off the pinch as this goes in toward the right side. Oilers still with the puck possession now. Draisaitl trying to make something happen in the final minute as this goes into the right side corner. Perry ends up taking a hit as this will go Johansson. Perry steals, and now Edmondson in the mix with Raymond. Raymond trying to free this puck loose, but the Oilers have no intention of getting rid of it. As this is near the right side red line, this is kept D to D. Here is Emerson. We'll send this one across. Works his way on his forehand now. Drive toward the right circle off the spin. Larkin will get a pinch and away from the Zebras now. Larkin trying to get a steal. Being very careful to not trip. Raymond's still stuck in his own end. So the Oilers had a lot of puck possession in that final minute. Couldn't make anything happen then, but it didn't matter. Draisaitl and Jeff Skinner both have goals for the Oilers, and it's a 2-0 lead for the home team as we get settled to go into the second. Drum in a little bit. I'll be back for the second period call.
Saving money with these great deals going on now at Menards. 64 ounce liquid instant refills in just $5.99. Fabric door organizers only $1.99. And laundry detergent just $7.99. That's a deal. These spares are only $4.49. These great deals will last long, so save today. Sign up for Menards today to get more big savings right to your inbox. Save big money at Menards.
So let's give you some of the stats after the first period. Washington again between Ottawa. Let's look at that one a little live, as I think we might be going to a shootout, or let's just say overtime first. Let's not get ahead of myself. I'll flip on ESPN and then I won't. I'll go right back to the Wings as they sit in the intermission. But let's just see what happens in between Washington and Ottawa. Looks like that one is going to OT. So that totally burns my theory of Ottawa trying to bury a team and then Washington not being able to recover. This time they've actually given up some goals. Charlie Lindgren is the goalie record today, 28 of 32 against Anton Forsberg, 29 of 33, both about the same. It is 3 goals in the third, Dylan Strome, Ovechkin, and Strome to answer everything. There was nothing in the first, 4 goals apiece for both teams. In the second and third periods, that's why it's sitting at 4-4. Kachuk just got denied by Lindgren on the 3-on-3 OT. We're going to follow that one along. So Edmonton shot board against the Wings right now is 15-7. So both Ottawa and Washington will get at least 1 point. I was hoping maybe Washington would win in regulation to help out Detroit because they're in dire straits. I know there's 2 more periods, but it did not look good after 1. Hits are actually 10-8 Detroit. And face-offs tied at 10. Ovechkin and Chychrun are on the ice right now, and alongside with PLD. Ovechkin shot and be saved there by Forsberg. 2 wristers there for Alex Ovechkin in that recent shift as we got 3:41 in OT should we need it, tied at 4 between Ottawa and Washington. So the opening goal, Draisaitl on the power play from Bouchard and McDavid. Bouchard already has 30 assists on the year. Draisaitl's got 36 goals. And then Skinner is 9th. From Hyman and Nick. The Oxford, Michigan native Josh Norris has the puck right now for the Ottawa Senators as it's 3:15. Here's a chance right out in front, and Thomas Chabot wins the game for the Sens. So the worst case scenario for Detroit is Washington picks up a point, and Ottawa gets both as they get an overtime winner. So Washington comes all the way back to at least get 1 point, but Ottawa wins it. Charlie Lindgren gives up 5. And Tomas Chabot scores the OT game winner. It was all alone. It was a battle in the right side boards to see who would come up with the puck. Josh Norris got it to Chabot, and no chance on a 1-on-1 for Charlie Lindgren. So Jacob Chychrun also ended up losing the puck against his former team. Norris, what a beautiful pass against the right side boards, and Charlie Lindgren, not much he's going to do against Tomas Chabot as Norris and Pinto. Pinto is the one that actually ends up getting it out with the help of Norris, sets up Chabot and just roofs that thing past Lindgren. And the Ottawa Senators take a 5-4 victory over the Caps. So it was pretty cool to get a chance to actually watch that one as we were taking a look around the league. Let me give you some more scores. Islanders are up 2-0 on the Flyers. Man, have they been hot of late. Let me duplicate this window, not pin, as I can kind of just go across the standings with you. So I know these won't be updated yet in real time. I'm going to have to give this a few more seconds. But for the Islanders, they have won 5 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10. They win this one, they will go 6 in a row. That would put them at 53 points, and they would be tied with the Wings should the Wings lose today. It looks like they might, with them actually having a game in hand. And that really does look like the Islanders are trying to get themselves back into the playoff hunt. Again, the Rangers, the Flyers, the Canadiens, the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets, they're all right there fighting for a playoff spot. This Eastern Conference race has been so fun to watch. On the other end, last night after the Canucks won and the Flames lost, Flames are down a point from the playoffs. The Avalanche are 4 points ahead of the Canucks. Calgary is only 1 point back of the Canucks. Should they win on Saturday, they'll be back in the second wild card. But the Flames are 5 points clear of anyone else right now. In the battle for the wild card, the Canucks are 1 point ahead, even with Elias Pettersson, JT Miller, all that stuff, Patrick Allvin going on. Still a lot of talent on that roster for them. Probably should still make the playoffs, to be quite honest with you. And if the LA Kings continue to falter here, as they've lost 4 in a row, went 2-7-1, they got 58 points as the third seed in the Pacific, and the Canucks have 56. So if the Kings continue to screw around a little bit too much, they could find themselves in the wild card or at worst out of a playoff spot. So they've really got to pick it up. Let's go back to the Wings game here. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch anything else in progress. It doesn't look like. Good thing we got the Ottawa game, though. All right, so let's go across that scoreboard. At the end of one, the Ducks have a 1-0 lead on the Flames that went at the Settle Dome. Again, as we told you in the last coverage on Tuesday, it'll be 6 of the next 7 of the Settle Dome. Dustin Wolf, another start, 9 of 10. John Gibson. How many years have we said his name might be on the trade block? Frank Petrano, the rifle, scores shorthanded, his 15th from Jackson Lacombe. That's the only one as the road squad is out in front. The Islanders again going for 6 in a row, as mentioned. It is Simon Holmstrom, his 13th, and Mark Gatcomb, his first from Kyle McLean and Maxim Tipslikov. Fedotov is 21 of 23 for Philadelphia, but Ilya Sorokin 23 of 23, as he's been a wall in this one so far with half the third left to go. Sharks and Kraken, that'll be the late game on ESPN, about a 10:45 start. Jets crush the Bruins 6-2, score 4 in the third. Those 4 in the third are Elias Lindholm for the Bruins, 11 seconds in, to tie it up at 2, but then Shifley, Ehlers, Parker Ford, and Kyle Connor on the empty net, who's already got 30 on the year. Jonas Korpisalo, rough one, 21 of 26. And Connor Hellebuck, 27 of 29. He makes it look pretty easy sometimes. And the Lightning get the 3-0 win over the Kings. So again, we talk about Kings needing to pick it back up. They've not been able to. Brandon Hagel opens the scoring. Then he scores again in the third. Anthony Cirelli on the empty net. Big Cat, 28 save shutout for the Bolts. David Riddick was excellent, 30 of 32, but he got no run support today. And the Wild punch the Canadiens in the mouth. They win 4-0. So a couple good scores there for the Wings as far as particulars. And the Canes, they survived the Hawks. Connor Bedard and Ilya Mikheyev but it's Slavin, Mikko Rantanen, and Seth Jarvis shorthanded. Peter Kochetkov only got a stop 18 of 20, and Arvid Soderblom 24 of 27 in the loss, as that is a little bit of your look in around the league.
36 of the season, 1-0 Edmonton, and then another bad break for the Red Wings right here. Alex Lyon can't quite corral the puck. Jeff Skinner there with Ekholm, number 9 on the season for Skinner.
NBA scoreboard's very light today. The Lakers had to take care of business against the Wizards, 134-96. The Wizards are just 6-41. The Cavs upend the Hawks. They score a ton, 137-115. LeBron did play in this game. He had 24, 11 assists, 3 rebounds. Jackson Hayes a double-double with 10 and 10. Rui Hachimura 22. LeBron led all scorers with 24. And LeBron is 40 years old. So take that for what you will. Still, I know he's a lot of people's GOAT. I still go with Jordan because I saw it in my lifetime. But longevity, not argued. It's LeBron. Score tied at 28 between the Rockets and Grizz. That should be a good one. Grizz are 31-16. Rockets 32-14. And the Timberwolves holding on to a modest 52-47 lead over the Jazz.
And Rinvoq helps visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining. Check.
Rapid symptom relief, lasting remission.
And visibly reduce damage. Check.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI curves, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CDA risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoke, are pregnant or planned. Don't take it for allergic or have an infection.
Put UC crows in check and keep it in there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq.
On FanDuel Casino, every day is your chance at a free jackpot in the number 1 field. Would you still win? Still better than number 85. The feeling of getting away from it all, especially your coworker Rob. And even better than number 23. A bear being afraid of you. Spin for your shot at a free daily jackpot on FanDuel Casino's reward machine.
Listen, I've been watching the same commercials as you have for decades, and you know what? They're all true. Birds seem to absolutely care as much about you as they do about me. Get the Bernstein advantage. 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Xfinity brings you the first intermission stats. The Oilers up shooting, out attempting, out chancing. The Red Wings in that first period. It all adds up to a 2-0 lead, but there are 40 minutes left for the Red Wings to tie this thing up and get themselves a lead. Second period action coming your way from Rogers Place next.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else.
Including all-wheel drive versions of the best-selling Corolla and best-selling Camry.
Both are built right here in USA, and both come with 4.99 APR financing.
Or you can lease a new 25 Corolla from just $229 a month.
Or the all-hybrid Camry from $289 a month.
Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance.
Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
I was born and raised in Detroit. I've always been a hockey fan. I finally got on the waiting list in 1995, so I've had season tickets for 20 years now. I've been lucky enough that a lot of the people that sit around me are there for most of the games also. No matter where I've been able to find that kind of a family atmosphere, and I love it.
It's a new era. And still, the FanDuel Sports Network. With all the big hits, big plays, big moments. All in one place. Your new home for your home team. On your terrace. FanDuel Sports Network. FanDuelSportsNetwork.com or the FanDuel Sports Network app.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmissions, telecommunications to the public, or other unauthorized use of this broadcast.
It's funny, you say Diamond Sports Group, that's just Main Street Sports Group LLC. How many things do they have to fight the patent before they end up getting screwed again for this? Is this actually going to stay? How many times are they going to do this? How many times are they going to switch? I wish Fox never got out of the game. I still remember Pass and Fox before we went from Valley Sports to FanDuel, everything else now. It's a mess.
Right now, customers get $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and start making every moment more. Second period action coming your way now. Yzerman. All right, thank you, Zach. Alongside Danny Geyser, in for Ken Daniels.
So we are going to get set for the second period as the puck drop's going to get underway. It's Draisaitl against Larkin. Draisaitl opened the scoring on the power play, and then Trot couldn't clear. Alex Lyon couldn't corral the rebound, allowed Jeff Skinner to go ahead and score a goal as we get a whistle right at the 1952 marker. I think the faceoff is going to come the other way now, as the Oilers did not gain the red line. Shot board is 15-7 Oilers as they're up 2-0. Again, Calvin Pickard, former Red Wing member of the Colorado Avalanche, he's bounced around 13-4-0, 247, 901, no shutouts, but he's been pretty good, all things considered, as a backup netminder. Another D-zone win here this time for the Oilers. 2 straight face-off wins to begin the third. Here is Podkolzin. He will get hit aside by Chirot. And now the Red Wings try to get this one out to Marco Kasper. Chirot's got to get busy on the right side dot as this one gets turned over. Chirot now with the stick reach, able to get this one out amongst the corner, but the job's not done yet. Ben Chirot spin this back around the embankment for Marco Kasper and see if the Wings now can go left to right. Lucas Raymond almost over skates. It leaves for Larkin. Long shot, this one held, and now Kasper really getting into a shoving match with Victor Arvidsson. Youngster not backing down here from the veteran as he was taking some shots to the face. And Kasper's got some words for Victor Arvidsson. I like it, young man. Make sure you fight your own battles here. As Larkin and Raymond combine, and Kasper goes right to the net. And then as he just goes with a shoving match with Arvidsson, he doesn't back down with Ekholm. Larkin jumps in to try to protect his teammate. So I like that from the youngster. Don't back down. You know, one of the top picks from several years ago for the Red Wings, trying to be a two-way forward. That is what Steve Yzerman likes to incorporate in all these guys. Doesn't necessarily mean they could be a defensive or offensive star, but be balanced across the board and bring a little grit and snippet where needed too. So I like that. He's flourishing on the first line right now with Raymond and Larkin alongside Todd McLellan, and I love giving the youngster a chance. Kind of think of it like the Quentin Byfield effect, right? I know it hasn't worked out for the Kings right now this season, but Quentin Byfield is a terrific player. He was a second pick not too long ago. Let him flourish on the top line with Anze Kopitar and mix that in. And that's kind of what they're doing here with the Wings and Larkin and Raymond. This will be chopped up the center, stolen now by the Oilers. RNH drop for McDavid, backhand save as RNH got taken down. Right in between the dots, Darnell Nurse off the pinch. Here's a chance now for a wrister. This one blocked by Connor Brown, and we'll get another whistle at 18:46. I think the play bounced out from the netting, and then it took a few extra seconds for the refs to blow it dead. They're showing Marco Kasper in that previous game. We called the third period of One City and Genji. He was covering the Pistons on that Monday, but Kasper got his own rebound and ended up calling him, and then he got an empty netter as well. 7 points, 4 assists, or 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points just this month for the Wings. So pretty darn good stuff. as this is recollected in the corner. Ekholm try to find it, and Berggren able to get the steal. Again, Winnipeg gets a 6-2 win over Boston, so Boston can't gain any positioning. As Gustafsson will send this around the kick plate. Kulak now on his back skate, the former Calgary Flame will push this one ahead. Red Wings steal. Here's a pass from 50. Now toward the right side dot. Here is Berggren. His pass gets blocked. And Michael Rasmussen back him on the cage, slap shot. This one goes wide from Gustafsson and brushed into the right boards. Red Wings get the steal. Soderblom will send this one now for Joe Veleno. Veleno slowly around the end boards. Berggren gets a tie up. Wings try to finish ahead. Justin Hall now for Veleno. High slot. Veleno still trying to figure out what he wants to do here. As this is put in behind for Soderblom. Calgary has just tied it up, so that is good news. I want to see them playing it on a heater against the Wings. That could be fun on Saturday with Cooper and myself. Chirot, Rister, this one blocked out in front. And Edmonton might be able to get something going. Should be a tripping call against the Wings. Awful penalty there. Not sure why you would even want to do that, and that's Moritz. Seider is the one that's going to the box. He knows better. Maybe he thought that he was going to get beat on a breakaway and didn't want to give one up. But I just don't like that there. You need to keep him out on the ice. You're taking your best defender out on the ice to maybe stop a breakaway when Alex Lyon probably should have a chance to make a save. I know he doesn't want it to be 3-0. I get the thought process, but taking him out and putting Edmonton on a power play, it's probably going to be 3-0 Edmonton. Just saying. 17:34 left to go in the second, as it's McDavid on the draw. He will be on the outside circle. Draisaitl will actually take it. McDavid will be more on the right wing. And Draisaitl has lost another draw, this time on the power play, as this one is sent back down by Rasmussen and stopped by Skinner. Skinner hasn't had anything to do. Again, he was very busy as a wife ended up welcoming a new baby. That's why he missed the game against the Seattle Kraken. He's only had to stop 8 shots, so he could have the easiest shutout in the world. Dylan Larkin smartly slam this off the glass and go all the way down to Rasmussen and Larkin. Now Kopp enters the fray on the recent change, as the Oilers now try to take this right to left. Connor McDavid toward the right side. He'll sauce it to his defense, and Draisaitl holding the point. McDavid now back for Bouchard. RNH near the left side, Evan Bouchard. Now for Leon Draisaitl. Bouchard, ripper. That's a sacrificial block by the Red Wings, and that one hurt. As it was Rasmussen took it off the skate. McDavid, line back pass toward the right side. Defeated McDavid will play it off the boards. Now work his way to the left slot and take a pass. Here is Nugent-Hopkins. He wanted to find McDavid. He probably should have shot the backhand. He could have scored against Lyon there. 45 seconds left to go on the Edmonton power play. This is their third. The Red Wings don't have any yet. 40 seconds left to go on the Edmonton power play. RNH will drop it back for Bouchard, high slot. No crisscross. Draisaitl now. Toward the right dot. We'll give it back. Bouchard lets it go. Save Lyon. And this one will be sent back down. That was at 88 miles an hour. Skinner near the right dot will make his pass and slowly get back in the crease. Edmonton's got one more rush here. New power play unit on the ice. Darnell stains the red. Fires it in. The Red Wings now have to try to find this, as this is Edmondson with the stick chop. He can't locate Darnell Nurse now. Toward the left side blue line. Edmonton's power play expires, but they're still up 2-0. Adam Henrique now for Ekholm. Rister blocked by Lyon with the left pad. Red Wings can't get it out, and a long shot glove save there for Lyon from the point. 15:26 left to go in the second.
That's what happens when you play the diamond. That offside, he's got to step out. That's his responsibility for that one-timer from Bouchard. It's not an easy job. You know that one's coming in hot every time. You just stand out there and get in front of it. Good save here by Lyon.
So the Red Wings were able to keep the Edmonton Oilers on the outside on that power play. Block shots are 8-7 Detroit. D-zone draw win for Detroit with a hustle for the puck. And near the left side boards, and Edmonton will chip this in the corner. Shot board is 19-8, so Edmonton take complete control of this game, but it's still just 2. Tarasenko now off the rush and this pass gets deflected by Janmark, as this will now find an entry here for the Oilers. Racing down the left wing side, as this is knocked away. Emberson try to send this one right back. Here's a wrister. Good save line near the right dot. As that end up 9 away from Henrique and sent back down the ice. The Oilers and Kris Knoblauch squad go right to left, take a change. Kulak's pass picked off by Raymond, but he takes a hit to try to make a play. Oilers now racing the other way. It's a 2-on-3. The Red Wings have players back, but recollected, and this pass will go into the corner. Now near the left side dot, the Oilers get a chance to recollect with Hyman, as a long shot again will be held from the point by Lyon.
Big saves by Lyon, and another one right here on the end mark. He's been getting across the crease very well. Holding on the inside the side like that, not easy for them to get to that far side. He's starting having a good time too tonight. Playing well. Playing well this year. Good to see.
So far in the second period, 25.
Checking back underneath the action here, 14-10 left to go in the second. The shot board is very slanted in favor of the home team, and they're up as well. 21-8, they're up 2-0. Draisaitl and Skinner still the goals in the first. A failed shot clear, and then just can't get the puck out of the zone again. And Skinner, as Lyon couldn't hold, and I'm just walking in. He doesn't have to shoot it. Makes it 2-0 Edmonton. One of them was on the power play. Edmonton 1 for 3. Long shot will hit the glass. Stay in play now is Seider back on the ice. It's Lucas Raymond. Raymond toward the right side. Here's a sauce pass out of the air. Back to Lucas. Lucas shoots. And this one will hit the glass. And off the spin, Soderblom gets knocked down. Try to get back to his feet. And the Wings nicely keep it in. Here's another chance. And toward the point. And this will be backhanded in deep. And for Skinner. Hasn't had anything to do in this second period. Hasn't faced one shot just yet, I don't believe. Maybe 2. I think the Wings have 2 shots, and Oilers maybe have almost double digits just in this period alone. So over under minus 3.5. That's not going to happen. Not going to be under 3.5. I imagine they're going to get more. Bomb pass down the middle as an opportunity now for Rasmussen. Takes a hit and picked up for Leon Draisaitl. The Oilers will have numbers off the rush. It's a 3-on-2. Now to the right side, save Lyon right into the gut. 22 shots for the Oilers. We'll take a break. That was Arvidsson that let it go. Still 2-0 for the home team. 12:48 left to go in the middle frame.
The thing about traveling with your kids, each year they get bigger, but the hotel stays the same size.
So I'll be honest, ladies and gentlemen, if you're an Edmonton fan, you're feeling pretty good about this one. Stuart Skinner hasn't had to do a damn thing so far. I know we're about an hour and 10 minutes into our stream, but it's about as easy as it gets. I said, do the Wings need to make the playoffs for you to perceive progress? And is Yzerman in danger? And the one vote that we have is no. And I think that that's the right answer. Let's check in on that Flames goal scorer. It is Adam Klapka, 15 seconds into the second period for Marty Pospisil and Jake Bean. So good to see the big man get on the board. I thought he was pretty good in that game on Tuesday. I know Tom Wilson and Rasmus Anderson went at it, but that Klapka hit on Tom Wilson. I know the cross-check wasn't, but the hit was a thing of beauty, and I enjoyed that. There was some good back and forth in that game. That was a fun game. That game's a lot better than this one. And it's not because Edmonton's winning either. I just think there was more pushback, a give and take between both teams. Right now, this looks one-sided. And sometimes that does happen in games. But really, when you want to have the best of the broadcast, you want to see two teams go at it and be even match, but right now it doesn't look that way.
Did he ever talk about those days dreaming to be a Red Wing? Oh my gosh, he doesn't talk about being a Red Wing. Young Shine certainly was and still is, especially now, a Red Wing fan, right?
12:35 left to go in this second. Wings need shots more so than they need goals. 22-8 on the board. There's this one now, Podkolzin will try to give chase against line numero dos out here for Kris Knoblauch's squad. So that means Leon Draisaitl will be out there in front. Tarasenko will just chip this. He's kind of an invisible, mostly in a Red Wings uniform, and that's a shame. I know it's so much different there when he used to be in St. Louis Blues and he's an automatic goal scorer, but you thought he'd have more of that touch. Draisaitl, here's a pass. This one stick this side by Lyon and up and on the play. I'm not going to blame Alex Lyon for this game whatsoever, as he's made his 23rd save. It's 21 of 23. Skinner's only had to be 8 of 8. They've got to push the play the other way. Dominic Shine, they're just profiling him. Season with Grand Rapids, 40 games, 11 goals, 21 assists. Pretty good numbers there with 36 penalty minutes. He does love to play with grit and sandpaper. The 32-year-old is playing in his second game in the NHL. It's always good to see you persevere on your dreams. Adam Henrique can't win the O-zone draw. As the Wings, every time they needed one in the D-zone, they feel like they've gotten it. Joe Veleno, as this one bounces a couple times, and Moritz Seider now for Christian Fischer, as he'll gain the left side red line. Fischer, this one goes into the corner now. Veleno trying to locate. Ekholm takes a hit as he gets pinned against the boards now. Sticks stuck in between some skate blades. The Red Wings try to get this one D-to-D. Seider. Seider takes a shot into the traffic. It doesn't hit anyone else. Dominic Shine still trying to fight with it. As this one will sent back around. The Oilers, big hit. I don't know if that was going to be a cross check. It broke the stick in half of one of the Wings. And now Kulak here will race the other way. He's skating in. Now in toward the left side. He does not drop. He does take a lap and around and behind the cage of Lyon and the Red Wings. Able to get a steal. Dylan Larkin will sauce this one out for Raymond. Beautiful pass and a low shot in the right corner. Just misses. I know exactly what Raymond was going for because it was open. Larkin's pass was pretty good because he had to get around the broken twig, and he lofted it right over Ekholm. Well, now we'll settle this down for John Klingberg. Don't know how many minutes Klingberg is getting into this game, but he's making his debut. His moniker is defense. That's his name, but he does not play much defense. He's more of a driver in this stage of his game, and he's always been that way. He's been one of the guys who's been one of the worst defensive players in the league on the back end. He just wants to get points. Nugent-Hopkins, this one kept in. Here's a chance. McDavid wide open, takes an extra pass. This one allowed Lyon to recover, make the save with the glove. Not sure why McDavid didn't shoot near the left dot. As this is now sent back around. Good play for the Wings to get it out. And Simon Edmondson will start this again on his own end. This one will hit off the glass, and the Wings will play this one-handed, push it in halfway through this one in regulation. Scores! Jonathan Berggren! I don't know if it got tipped in front, but the Wings are going to take it. That was a harmless-looking shot, and it beat Skinner. I say it so many times. All you got to do is get shots on Stuart Skinner, and you're finding a way. You're probably scoring some goals. I don't think he's that good of a goaltender. I've said that as many times as I can. I'm just being as honest. Berggren's chance got deflected by Rasmussen, and it beats Skinner, and the Wings now only within one, and they feel like they're going to get a rough shot thrown on them, but Berggren throws it in front of the net, and Rice gets a stick on it. So you can say it for real. Alex Lyon has kept them in the game. We already know this. The shot board is 23-9. Shot from Berggren almost from the point gets deflected by Rasmussen. Janmark the other way. Here's a shot, and this one will go wide of Lyon. Now this will be an opportunity for the Wings to try to go ahead and make a play as DeBrincat overskated it for a moment. Bouchard off the drop. Janmark, good stick in the lane for Detroit. Outlet pass. Lucas Raymond He's got a breakaway. Stopped by Skinner. He didn't have a chance to get a full backhand on it. He tries to throw it off his backside. Lucas Raymond almost made it 2-2. As this is Lucas Raymond. Back in behind the net. Takes a big hit and behind the inboards. Hopefully he can pop back up to his feet. Dylan Larkin now sent toward the net. Stick save Skinner. This one goes up and out. 8:56. Lucas Raymond, if he had a little more space, he might have made it 2-2, and that would have just found itself out of nowhere. Backhand forehand, and rolling puck saved by the left pad, and then goes wide toward the left side red line. Let's take a break. Like Stuart Skinner, if I say this honestly, there's games where he can be on, but there's a lot of games where he's not. You just got to make sure that you get chances on someone like Skinner. If you can consistently do that, you can find a way to win. You have some other guys I know that you brought in between Connor Brown, who was fine, but Sully Podkolzin, Skinner, trying to bring in some more offense. I don't think that's been the problem. They were just so locked into the penalty kill last year. Timely scoring got them all the way. They were down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Final of Florida, forced Game 7. They're really good again now. I still think that they're going to be in the Western Conference Finals at worst. I don't know if Edmonton's going to ever win a cup with these guys, but they're a good team. There's still holes. It ends up working that way with Toronto alongside for Marner, Matthews, McDavid, John Tavares. It's the same deal when you got Connor McDavid and Draisaitl holding up part of the cap. There's a lot to do. It's when you got all these top-heavy superstars that they are, it makes things difficult. But they're a good team. Skinner, I think, is something they'd want to fix. I would never say he's the problem, but I don't know how good he is. I'd say he's probably a little below average, maybe right at average. And at times he can be well above that. 8:50 left to go in the second. Lucas Raymond almost made it 2-2, but Alex Lyon is keeping the Red Wings into this game, as this is Marco Kasper now. It goes into the corner. And now Hyman will take a hit as the Oilers all of a sudden find their lead shrink to 1. And again, if it wasn't for Alex Lyon, this game would already be out of reach, as Draisaitl now near the left side dot, but a couple of failed attempts there for the Wings. A failed clear for Sherratt leads to a goal for Draisaitl on the power play, and then Lyon can't make the save. And it's again by there's Larkin scores on a breakaway. The Wings have tied it. Dylan Larkin turns on the jet engines. This time he got a clear breakaway when Raymond couldn't. He didn't have enough space. Dylan Larkin got it. They've been getting in behind the Edmonton defense. A beautiful pass and off the boards. I think it was Seider that set it up. Larkin goes 5-hole, and the Red Wings, that was Kasper that hit off the glass, and Larkin scores 5-hole. The Red Wings tie. It's 2-2. That was a sleepy first period for Detroit, but Alex Lyon made enough saves to make sure that this game stayed close within 2. And now the Red Wings have tied it up. Edmonton, let's see here. No penalties called, as this is Hyman against the corner. At the 8-minute marker, the Red Wings are being outshot 23-12. Dylan Larkin has tied this game. Fail clear. Here is Janmark. This one stick to side. Kopp still trying to fight it. And now intercepted by Edmonton. Red Wings will gain the blue. Larkin is 22nd from Kasper. 2s all around. 7:35 left to go in this second. Much more pep in my step now. I can definitely say I'm trying to be as neutral as I can be, but anytime the Wings go on the Canadian road trip, get a chance to play against Edmonton, it's always hit and miss. You see the games against Vancouver, hit and miss. Last time they played against Vancouver, when Alex Nedeljkovic was there, during some of the March Madness stuff. The Wings able to get a shutout win, much when they were rebuilding, but the Canadian road trip can prove to be difficult. McDavid, now on his backhand. McDavid will take this in the high slot. Bouchard walks in. His backhand save. Lyon will hold near the left post. 6:59 in the second. Soderblom able to get a piece of it now, but Edmonton racing on the backhand. This one knocked away from Connor Brown. This will be lifted. Rasmussen end up getting a score off the tip. Rasmussen now backhand, send it towards Skinner. And this knocked down Soderblom. Again, I like that big third line that Todd McLellan's been able to throw out there. They've had some good possession. Darnell trying to get his own inside out from Seider, and Sherratt's going to need some help. And in his own end, as Soderblom takes some hits, and now Rasmussen ends up picking it up. We'll flip this one down, and that takes a bounce, so this will not be iced. Shoppard's 24-13. Again, the Oilers scored 2 in the first. The Red Wings now scored 2 in the second. Janmark off the give and go. That one goes just wide of the left post. Corey Perry ends up taking a hit. Good run over there for the Wings right at the line. That was Dominic Shine. I don't know if Shine is going to take a penalty here, as Kulak got blasted by the Grand Rapids Griffin. But the Red Wings, Rasmussen, Larkin both score. We're tied at 2 with 5:55 in the second. And I love that reaction from Dylan Larkin.
Save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon. Plus, hurry and get a free 5G phone. So stay big and stay connected with gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about savings on gig speed. Visit Xfinity.com/gig savings today.
It feels a little different here in Detroit this year. The fans are ready for a championship. Here at Bill Brown Ford, we brought home the title of America's #1 Ford dealership 4 years in a row. As a Hall of Famer, I know what it takes to be this. And the people at Bill Brown Ford are definitely on top. Is anybody else cool? That's why when people buy from Bill Brown Ford, they become more than just customers. They become die-hard fans. Drive with the champions at Bill Brown Ford in Bavona.
So Rasmussen from Berggren and Soderblom, Larkin and Casper answers the goals for Draisaitl on the power play. Is 36 from Bouchard and McDavid, and Skinner, Hyman, and Henrique. 6:49, 10:29 of the first, and then 9:59, 11:47, less than 2 minutes later, Red Wings tied up in the second. Stuart Skinner, 11 of 13. Alex Lyon, 22 of 24. As that is just updated with 5:55 left to go in the second. FanDuel Sports Detroit, again, the reporting was we saw it yesterday. Tommy Kahnle, 1-year deal for the Tigers. His 11th season, the change-up master, 42 1/3, 2.11 ERA, the 35-year-old coming from the Yankees. Again, he once through, I think, 80 straight change-ups in the playoffs. That is what he is. It's hard to hit that one pitch. He does throw fastball slider, but it's primary change-up. DeBrincat will get this one out. And this will be recollected here for Ekholm. Ekholm now trying to hit this off the kick plate. The Red Wings will steal. This one sent toward DeBrincat. That should be a tripping call against on the Oilers and Ekholm. That would be the Red Wings first. If we will get a power play chance, I think Mattias Ekholm is going to go to the box, and the Red Wings are going to get their first power play of the game. So the Red Wings forced to steal. DeBrincat had a shot, and I think Ekholm's skate, the stick, might have caught DeBrincat. I don't know if DeBrincat sold it as much as Corey Perry sold it. Might have been of a quarter sell there for DeBrincat on the half sell for Perry, if I'm going to be completely fair. So Ekholm going to go to the box. A little bit unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time. And that will give the Red Wings power play. Even without Compher and Kane, they've still been very hot under Todd McLellan. Chance to take the lead unless Edmonton scores shorthanded. Ozone draw. Settled down by Kasper. He shoots quickly. That was a bomb for Kasper at 80. And this one will slowly go around the end boards and roll down the ice. Alex Lyon stops in between the dots. And now Seider, got to be careful. Don't want to run into Lyon, as he's really trying to survey what he wants to do. 20 out of 53 in the last 16 games, best in the NHL, most power play goals during that span. That was the Red Wings attack. But again, no Kane, no Compher. As Kane is one of those guys that really drives it. He can pass. He's got hands of a surgeon. He's not going to be here for a while. Kasper put this in around the end board. Seider touch. Larkin, good pass across. Red Wings shooting a good shot block from DeBrincat. DeBrincat now will get this one back. Seider, Kasper near the right bumper, pass in tight, and DeBrincat tried to make a backhanded feed right in front of a phone booth. Nugent-Hopkins will get a shot block there for Seider. Able to kill some time for Kris Knoblauch's squad. As the Red Wings' first power play down to a minute, 4:30 left to go in this second. As Bouchard will kiss this one off the glass. Back down now for Gustafsson. As the forwards take a change, power play line numero dos out there for Todd McLellan's squad. It's now a 2-2 game here for Rasmussen and Larkin, who scored the goals to answer the two from Skinner and Draisaitl. Berggren lost it for a moment. He's trying to stick it out. Mattias Janmark will get this one out. Tarasenko trying to make sure he stay on side. That's a wanting pass. A lot of space. Did not get a pass there, and Tarasenko forced it anyway, as this one goes up and on a play. I'd like to see Tarasenko do a little more once we get to the Four Nations face-off. I know they got him for another year. I just think even at this point in his career as a bottom sixer, he's got to find more offense, especially on the power play side, like Kane has been able to do. Kane has been able to work himself still as a top six forward. I don't think Tarasenko has quite been at that level for Detroit. Larkin off the tie-up, wins it again. Kasper can walk in and shoot. I like his chances that he's had. Good release there, good quick snap for Marco Kasper. And that one was off the blocker and up and out of play. This youngster gaining confidence. Again, he's got another assist in this one. Good face-off win, and Kasper's between the right dot, and he just lets that one fly. He looks right, shoots left to the top right corner. I mean, that's smart for a young player to already do that off the look-off, try to freeze the goalie. Larkin off the tie-up once again. Kasper has it. Larkin slams the 1-tee. This one's saved near the right post as Larkin picked this one up, try to center it up in the goal mouth, and this will get sent back down. So Edmonton's power play is going to expire. They look dangerous with a couple of chances, but Edmonton does their job. Larkin now, start from his own end. Dylan Larkin racing across the Oilers. Logo fires it right in, and Skinner makes the save, and this one will be an offensive zone draw for Detroit as this one goes up and out of play. So they'll take that. Jonathan Berggren going to get some time with 3:23 left to go in the second. Jonathan with you on the call, watching this one from FanDuel Sports Detroit. I'll be so excited to work with you again on Saturday because Cooper Hopkins should be with me for that one for the Flames and the Red Wings. Again, in opposite conferences now. Our teams only meet twice. That's kind of why I wish they're in the West, because we get a chance to play one more game and get one more call together. But we'll have many more as well, especially get toward later in the season. Probably next week as well, in between the Flames and Leafs and Flames and Avalanche. Try to get Cooper on one of those if you can. Another face-off win for Detroit in the ozone end. As this is picked up, Tarasenko now off the pinch here for Kopp. McDavid turns it over as this one is sent back in deep by Detroit. 3:05 left to go in the second. Draisaitl. This is now Kopp trying to find it. Kopp in a battle with the puck right now. See if he can emerge with it. As Berggren was stuck in deep. Berggren now against the wall. As this will be Ekholm trying to get it out. Berggren with a stick shot. Can't get it back to his defense as it's sent into the corner. Edmonton in the middle of a change nonetheless. Seam pass and a good diving play to knock that away for Shine. As this is picked up here, McDavid set up. Oh, what a save, Lyon, as he slides all the way over. How did that not go in? As this is picked up now, McDavid, he's the one that set it all up. McDavid with it. Here's a pass in between the seams. McDavid still battling for the puck. Darnell Nurse. This is now to the right side. Jumps up Seider. We'll get this one out of the corner. Seider, some body contact. Shine. He'll try to work his way with some stick chops. Shine now able to get this one out. Good, excellent pursuit for Dominic, as he's still trying to do it right now. Push into the corner, Dominic Shine. Try to kill some time here for Edmonton. Now he's going to put his hand in the air and call himself off the ice. Good shift there for Dominic. As this is Darnell Nurse. Send this one down the ice. Alex Lyon with a big save off of McDavid's setup. Rolling puck. Red Wings able to push this one ahead. Here is Jonathan Berggren. Shoots. This one blocked off the wings in front, trying to provide a screen. Edmonton, 3-on-3 the other way. Stuart Skinner turning on the burners. This one into the corner now on the left side. Skinner, sharp angle chance, save off of Lyon's mask. This is with Kulak. This one blocked, saved by Lyon again. Holding on that post. Opportunity now, Janmark. Work his way on the backhand. Soderblom can't find it. Kulak lets it go. This one blocked in off the wings, slow to get up. This is blocked, picked up by Detroit. Hopefully one of the guys that were slow to get up can get off the ice. That's what Detroit's wanting right now. As this is Hyman in the corner. Michigan man drive. Saved Lyon. It's loose. Battle for it now at the net. Podkolzin and Henrique, as players don't push that much. 51 seconds. Simon Edvinsson is the one that's got the ouch, as I think he's skating under his own power. He's just trying to walk it off. Kulak hit him right on the instep of the left skate. There's no padding there, and Edvinsson just desperately trying to work his way to the bench. He couldn't get off the ice. Then he had to hobble back, as there's no worse feeling other than that. 51 seconds left to go in the third, as Edvinsson is really hurting. 1-0 Vegas over Columbus, 1:51 in the first. And the Kraken and San Jose should be getting underway here in about 2 or 3 more minutes. Larkin, try to get this D-zone draw against him, like he'll do so. As this one is flipped back down the ice, Marco Kasper, good pass. Long shot, save Skinner, rebound. He's got that one too. Larkin had 2 chances at it. Stuart Skinner able to make the saves. Larkin now trying to pursue and get the steal. So good period for Detroit. Want to make sure they can at least keep this tied with 30 seconds left. Don't want any last-minute goals. Darnell Nurse, long shot. Send this one in as Moritz Seider trying to make sure he knows who's behind him. Ben Sherratt. Now for Kasper, and off the backseat, Kasper's pass. Now for Larkin, nice. Offsides was Raymond. That could have been something right there for the Wings to take the lead, but Raymond was offside. Kasper made a perfect pass. Raymond had just a stride and a half ahead of Dylan Larkin there, right in off the rush, trying to cheat on the play. Don't blame him, as Larkin had 2 shots. Got his own rebound there. Skinner able to slide over. I know he's given up a couple of goals, but those saves there were big for Stuart Skinner to make sure the Wings didn't take the lead, because for the way that Edmonton started, Detroit doesn't deserve to have the lead. They deserve to have the score where they are right now. It is 5 seconds left. Here's a slapper. This one will get blocked from Ben Sherratt. Sent toward the net, save Skinner, and that's going to end the second period. The Red Wings fight all the way back, get a couple of goals. Rass and Larkin tied at 2, and now the Red Wings get closer on the shot board as well, 28-20. Come back, let's call the third, which could be set for a good one.
Not today, your office specific dream comes true. Pretty good dream. 2 crates for just $7.
get Ian in here for a moment.
Of course I did.
Well, I've been a customer of Family Food for over 25 years. We trusted their advice.
Mr. Hot,
How,
good evening.
how are you, Ian?
Hi, Jacob. Today,
I'm good, man. I'm good. Sorry I'm late, but hey, I see you're the Wings are mounting a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, they were trying to do so. It was a rough first period. I'm just trying to be as neutral as possible, and it really was. The Oilers able to take it to them as Trot couldn't clear, power play goal for Draisaitl, and then Skinner as Alex Lyon couldn't hold the save near the left post. It was 2-0 the Oilers after one, and then Rasmussen, Jonathan Berggren lets a shot go from the point, gets deflected, beats Skinner, and then Dylan Larkin scores in a breakaway 5-hole from a beautiful Casper pass. And Stuart Skinner had to make a couple saves at the end, but they finally got to test Stuart Skinner, and he gave up a couple of goals.
Sweet. All right. So all tied up going into the third. So what do you think, huh? What's been working for the Wings?
I think in that second period, especially, they were able to cheat in amongst the defense a little bit. I don't think the Oilers kept track of who was behind them because Raymond almost had a breakaway, if not for a little bit of a stick shot for Ekholm against Skinner. Larkin able to get a breakaway in which he scored on. They're able to get past the Edmonton defense with their speed and capitalize a little bit off the rush. I think that's what's worked with them in this game so far, especially in the second.
Excellent. All right. So final period coming up. Let me see. 2 goals allowed for each. Ooh, Edmonton with 8 more shots.
Yeah, and Alex Lyon has been really good in this one, especially when the Wings were down 2-0. He made some pretty good saves. McDavid had some setups and near the left side red line, pass right out in front for Connor Brown, got absolutely robbed. If it wasn't for Alex Lyon, I think Edmonton probably could have scored 3 or 4 in that first. I know there was a couple gaffes for Detroit, but he's done the better job to keep his team in the game, and the Wings have a chance. Again, we talk about it. No Compher, no Kane for a few weeks. So they're heading to the Canadian road trip. They're going to play Calgary. I'll have that one alongside Hopkins on Saturday. Sunday against Vancouver, they'll play Seattle. Usually the Canadian road trips, they're fun, but they can be tough.
So is Compher out for the season?
No, Compher's just going to be out for a little bit. He got a hit in against the boards and got banged up a little bit. I think he's going to miss a couple of weeks at most. I don't think it's day-to-day for Compher. I'll look here in a moment, but I know Kane is retroactively going to miss a couple of weeks at least.
So by the way, John, I earlier this afternoon, I watched and listened to an entire documentary about Joe Louis Arena.
Yeah.
Where it highlighted the time from Gordie Howe, Ted Lindsay in the first Red Wings dynasty it chronicled from that to the end of Joe Louis Arena. So I learned all about, the years after Gordie Howe or the Dead Wings era, and then the emergence of Stevie Y and Sergei Fedorov and the Russian Spy.
Yes.
I also learned about the unfortunate accident of
Vladimir Konstantinov.
Yeah.
That one hurt. I will tell you on some of the documentaries, Ian, a good one, and I'm glad that you watched that. Did you ever see the one on ESPN Plus and between the Avalanche and the Red Wings? It's called Unrivaled. Did you ever watch that one?
I haven't seen that one yet, but the one about Joe Louis touched up on the rivalry. I know about the hit to. I know it's really started with that hit to Draper.
Okay, so yeah, you got all the ins and outs. The Unrivaled documentary is more so just Colorado and Detroit, and Colorado needing a police escort in the second game after the hit against Draper at Chill Lewis Arena. Things got a little nasty. They talk about the accident and all that stuff too, and everything else about it. But you got a good education when it came to all of that, and
I got a decent overview
yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Those were times, I will say, my friend, because my first game was, I don't know if they profiled the documentary, my first game was in 5th grade at Joe Louis Arena. And that was the time in 1998 on April 1st when Kris Osgood fought Patrick Waugh at center ice. That was my first game. That was the second game after the Draper hit. So
I thought for a second you were talking about the final matchup of that year between Detroit and Colorado when someone basically it might have been Osgood doing a WWE move on Waugh and like flying through the air.
Brendan Shanahan flew through the air and knocked down Patrick Waugh. He tackled him in midair.
Oh my God. Yep, I saw a video and I'm like, holy crap. Also, by the way, color me surprised to find out that Pavel Datsuk's mentor basically was Brett Hall. Would not have expected that.
No, and one of the things, and when Brett Hall, like the Hall of Fame and all that stuff, Brett Hall talked about it. It was a great quote that he used when Datsuk was a rookie. Okay, so you saw some Datsuk's unbelievable. Like I like Fedorov, but he's unbelievable. Long story short is Brett Hall worked with Datsuk on the third line at the time. You know, he's rifling slap shots and all that. And Hall says Datsuk didn't speak a lick of English, but he was the sickest player I ever played with. All I needed to do was get into a spot. He was going to feed me, and I was going to score. He's the greatest player I ever played with. That's what he said when Datsuk was in his second, third year, even as a rookie.
Yep, I remember him saying that in the documentary, and of course, I would be, you talk. Obviously, everyone knows about Stevie Y, the Russian Five. I would be remiss if I did not say if I did not talk about the man that they call the perfect human.
Oh boy. Okay, so let me put this in perspective here for you because I don't want to hear any slander. Like right now, we'll say that Kel McCarr is the best defenseman in the NHL. They label him like Bobby Orr, meaning offense, defense, everything else. He could do it all. He's got supreme speed and all that. Nicholas Lidstrom, this isn't hyperbolic to say, he might only take 2 or 3 penalties in a season. He's not going to hit you, but he's going to stick check you to death and also shoot shots from the point and probably get them in from a Holmstrom screen. He was always in the right position.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, they showed a bunch of highlights from all the big teams. Fedorov, holy, just
yes, yes.
And then of course, I didn't realize Brendan Shanahan was a Red Wing. I didn't even know he was a player, so I wouldn't have known that he was. Did Brendan Shanahan play the enforcer role?
Brendan Shanahan. Okay, so Ian, if I give you a comp of a guy that can hit, can fight, can score, can kind of do a 30-30 type of deal, what would you say? Like Matthew Tkachuk, Brady, like those type of guys? That's what Brendan Shanahan was. Although Brendan Shanahan is more of he will punch you right in the face. It's not for show. He will fight you.
Yeah. I mean, good Lord. And actually, the first GM that Mike Ilitch brought in. Oh God, I just heard it, but I think it was like it wasn't Devereaux. It was something.
Yeah, it was Jimmy Devellano. And
Devellano.
Yeah, it was Devil.
He said in the documentary, we didn't, we made trades to just make the team look better.
Yeah.
He said we didn't really care about need. We just wanted to look better for everyone.
It's well said, Ian, because there's a couple things that take advantage in that era for Detroit. One of them is obviously no salary cap for all these teams. So, hey, we can sign guys like Luke Robitaille, Brett Hull down the stretch in 2002 and add into like one of the sickest teams. They're old, but one of the sickest teams all the way around. But back then, guys in the draft board, I'm trying to think of the name, the Swedish scout that we had, Joachim Anderson, one of the scouts that we had, to get guys like Lidstrom in the 3rd round, to get guys like Henrik Zetterberg and Datsuk in the 6th and 7th round, guys that they don't even scout those guys. You never heard of those guys. And then they come out and be superstars for Detroit.
Yeah, and then, actually, the thing that just had me chuckling was the whole story on how Ken Holland got Brett Hull. I mean, he goes to, Mike Ilitch goes to him and says, yeah, the books the books aren't looking right. We can't do anything more. Here goes Ken Holland calling Brett Hull's agent, saying don't go to Montreal. And then the agent Brett Hull's agent calling him and saying, Ken Holland just called. Let's go.
Yeah, when in those days, Ian, when he calls you, or if the Red Wings call you, you're picking up the phone because you get a chance to compete for a Stanley Cup. And I mean, it took them a long time. I'm sure they talked about that too, as you mentioned, through the Dead Wings and all that. They had good teams in 95, 96, not getting there. There might have been some times in the documentary too, they talked about possibly trading Steve Yzerman to Ottawa. He wasn't the guy to get it done. He wasn't a two-way player. He became one. He definitely did.
Yeah, but man, my big question is, because they didn't really elaborate on what the hell did they give up for Dominic freaking Hasek? How?
I would have to look that one up there, Ian, a little bit more, to be honest with you. I don't think they gave up much. I think a lot of the stuff from Buffalo was even almost free agent signings. So really nothing that I remember for Hasek for them to have to worry about. And guys like Robitaille and Hull were also free agent signings. They traded, as you mentioned, for Brendan Shanahan. Didn't really do much for that. I know Dino Ciccarelli went the other way, but Hasek, I don't believe, cost them that much.
That surprised me, because this same Dominic Hasek
Yes.
that pretty much goalied the Buffalo Sabres into multiple deep
And I don't want to be disrespectful to the Buffalo Sabres, but when I did the retrospective on the Unrivaled on the Hopeless Sports Guy, I went over all the quotes and talked about it more in depth. I know that's buried from a few years ago, but I did cover that. And I mentioned alongside Buffalo, yeah, exactly, Ian, to your point, you're right. I mean, this is a Vezina, maybe even a Hart candidate, MVP, how good he was. Buffalo's team is just trying to hold on. Dominic Hasek was all-world and almost won them a cup by himself.
Yeah, but they were in the finals at one point.
Yeah.
Who did they face?
The Dallas Stars, and the Brett Hull goal in the crease that should have not been a goal, that the Dallas Stars ended up winning the cup in 99.
Wow.
In that time, Ian, in between 1990, let's say 5 and 2002, there was only 4 teams that were in competition and for the Stanley Cup, 3 or 4 teams, because you had the Devils, you had the Stars that won 1, the Devils that won 1, and the rest of them were the Wings and the Avalanche, and that was pretty much your teams that were making the finals or winning cups and absolutely dominating. So again, the only other homework assignment for me, which you covered it all. If you watch that Unrivaled documentary, I know that's more Wings and Avalanche leaned. That one is good, but I'm glad that you brought up some of those because it's nice to jog down memory lane. I try not to be a Red Wings diehard. I know it's my favorite team. I do love covering the NHL, but those teams are fun to watch, and I'm hoping at some point the Red Wings now can get back to something like that.
Well, I mean, with your young talent and surprisingly enough, Columbus coming into their own, we might have a new rivalry. I mean,
you said it right in the sense of that outdoor game is going to be at Nationwide, isn't it? I think that's in Columbus at Ohio State when they're going to play the Wings in Columbus outside. I won't be covering that game because they got to do the Waterford Sharks, but that's going to be a lot more intrigue. The Wings and Columbus are going to play each other, I think, late February and then the first game of March. I know Chef on the YouTube side asked me thoughts on a potential Elias Pettersson trade. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more on Saturday alongside Cooper Hopkins, Chef, but because we're going to break that down in one of the intermissions. I know it's a rival team for him. I think Pettersson or Miller will be on the way out because if you saw the comments from their GM, Patrick Alvin, he did say, and I'm going to break this more down on Saturday. I'll give you all the exact quotes, but he did say that the rift between those two might stop and start again, and he doesn't think that it can ever be repaired. So both of them might go, and maybe for less than they want.
yo, good Lord. Just when things were starting to develop for them, I mean, it really does feel like last year was their chance.
Yeah. I'm going to break this down a little bit more, but did you hear, Ian, and I'll say the same thing for Chef, that Alvin said even if we trade both of those guys, Quinn Hughes says if you trade both those guys, I want out. I want no part of a rebuild. They'd have to trade Quinn Hughes too.
Wow. So basically, they got more or less. You're gonna have to trade two malcontents that hate each other, and the lead, and you're gonna have to settle for a discount because you have no leverage whatsoever.
Yes.
And then one of your cornerstones is saying, if they leave, I want out too, which is even less leverage because teams know he's not going to cooperate. I mean, did Jim Benning really leave?
Yeah, the Canucks feel cursed. Again, if you follow the hockey guy on YouTube, that's the one I always mentioned. His name is Shannon. He's pretty good at that. Somebody throw an octopus out on the ice. So we're going to do this again. 1942, left to go on the third. The Wings are just getting underway. He got the comments from the Globe and Mail. I'm going to write down all those comments tomorrow to get everything set up for the Saturday cast because we're also going to talk about the Rantanen trade. But we're going to break that in detail alongside Cooper, and I think he's going to get some interesting perspective because obviously between Vancouver and Edmonton, those are hated teams. But I don't think he's going to pull punches either because I agree with Ian. If you trade Quinn Hughes and he doesn't want part of the rebuild either, it's over for Vancouver because
at this point, you know what? Big Red Button, Hughes, Miller, and Pettersson are going. Just go ahead and trade Brock Besser. Go ahead and trade that whatever remains of that for Demko. And who's that young kid that was just coming into his own? Trade him too.
I agree with you, Ian. You have to. At that point, you have to. And it's the only way you get that done is if you rip off the Band-Aid as much as you don't want to. But here's the other thing for me because I'm going to get back into the play-by-play, I promise.
Right.
If you have Pettersson and Miller and you knew the situation was bad, why did you ever get rid of Bo Horvat and why did you sign extensions?
Because it was Jim Benning that did that. Who you fired, but decided to just leave what he created.
Dylan Larkin's going to go to the box for tripping, and this will put Darnell Nurse and the Edmonton Oilers on the power play here. They have a chance to try to make it 3-2 after a couple unanswered goals from Rass and Larkin. Again, Edmonton was really outplaying the Wings. Alex Lyon made some excellent saves. It's 28-21 on the shot board. Edmonton has their fourth power play. So McDavid now. We'll see what kind of magic he's got in his hands. Bouchard takes a wrister. This one hits the glass. Back to Evan Bouchard near the right side dot, as this will be Bouchard from Hyman. Now it's Draisaitl back in behind the net to try to find him. Justin Hall cuts it off. Hall now on his backhand, as this will be the left side red line. Backhand shovel to Bouchard, slapper. This one blockered before it ever hits Lyon and sent back down the ice. 1 for 3 is Edmonton on their power play so far, 8 shots. So they've had a lot of work. Bouchard now started in his own end from left to right. The Oilers mixing with the orange and blue and the white and orange striping as this goes now for McDavid into the right side corner. Seider will send this down the glass. So the first minute has expired here for Edmonton in their fourth power play. The shot board is still 29-21. Skinner and Draisaitl have the opening goals in the first, as this is picked up now for Edmonton. McDavid, nice stick handle, finds the entry off a 1-on-3, leaves it for Draisaitl now, walking in. This is McDavid near the right side dot. Does not shoot short side. He'll give up the pass, slap to Bouchard, gives it back, lets it go. This one blocked. McDavid down to 40 seconds on the fourth power play. It's Draisaitl near the right dot, shoot short side, save Lyon, and cleared back down by Detroit. Good work so far as they're keeping that box in tight and making sure that they get rid of the rebounds in front of Lyon. Darnell Nurse. They've switched their power play unit. Put this one now toward the left side red line and dump it in. Here's an opportunity now for Rass to pick this one up. There's this one now for Lucas Raymond. Raymond's got Casper with him as Larkin's in the box. Raymond finds the entry shorthanded. Raymond one-hands his way to the left side red line, falling down, makes a play at the point. As this is for Evanston. Johansson takes a shot, goes off the backboards. Casper tried to find it, and the Red Wings return to full strength as Larkin's out of the box. So nothing doing there. Corey Perry tried to find it near the right side boards. He gets taken down, and Joe Veleno on the fourth line for Todd McLellan. Try to take it right to left. Again, the Red Wings and the Road Whites. There's a big slap shot. This one deflected on a play. 16:53 left in the third. Chef says, my vote for you in the poll is yes for the first question and no for the second. So here's the question. Do the Wings have to make the playoffs for you to perceive progress? Yes. That's what Chef says, and no for Yzerman and danger. That's very fair, Chef. I can agree with you on that.
By the way, while we have a little break, there is a video by a YouTuber known as the Fat Electrician.
Mm-hmm.
He covers a hockey game, and it was the Philadelphia Flyers against the Russian national team. And this is the 1976 Philadelphia Flyers, or as they were termed, the Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah. Broad Street Bullies, again, are before my time and all that, but they are fun to watch, and they will beat the ever-living you-know-what out of you in the mix of it.
But their goalie, you know,
Mm-hmm.
probably, a guy by the name of Bernie Caron.
Yes, you do not mess with him in the crease either. DeBrincat turns it over. Here is a chance as this one is saved in off the rush. And the Red Wings now try to take this one right to left. As this will play this now for Rasmussen, just too far from him, as Emberson will get a chance to pick this up now for the Oilers. Thank you for staying up late with me and across this Canadian road trip. Again, we're going to do this a little bit later on Saturday as well. Between Calgary and Detroit, Cooper Hopkins is going to join me on that one. And between our two favorite teams for the final time this year, here's a touch pass as this one goes in off the backhand for Arvidsson. Draisaitl now to the left side point. Lyon, high slot. As he'll send him toward the net to the traffic, and Lyon will reach out and make the save. I do see on the FanDuel Sports Bar, this makes me happy. Cade Cunningham in the All-Star game as a reserve. He's got some recognition.
The Detroit Pistons playing themselves back into respectability, let's call it.
I think that's fair to say. Again, they got smoked a little bit by Cleveland and Indiana. Those are teams that are better than them right now, Ian, but you're right. Again, they can still possibly fight for a playoff spot. Shots on goal this period are 6-2 Oilers. They're playing much better to start this third than they did in the second. It was all Oilers in the first. D-zone draw. That's where the Wings have been good tonight. Push this one ahead as Casper will go ahead and get Chase little inside out against Bouchard. This is Brush in the corner. Hyman able to get this out. And this is a chance for McDavid. Little half spin. And it was a pirouette that made him lose the puck, but it took enough Red Wings to dispossess. Raymond now will send this one into the corner and start it again for the Oilers. Here's Evan Bouchard. Although we'll slam this one in around the kick plate. 14:50 left to go in the third. The Wings have just tied this with 2 unanswered goals in the second. Nothing yet here in the third. Marco Casper might have a 2-on-1, but a good back check for Jeff Skinner. Don't say that often of his name, but he did it there. There's Jeff Skinner now. Finds the offensive zone entry. Will shovel it. Lyon will brush it with the stick. It goes up the outside of the mesh. It's loose, but the Wings are there to pick it up. There's some lumber back in behind the Wings net and in front of center ice as we'll get a whistle. 14:23 left in the third. We'll get a nice.
Yeah. So the more or less what the video was about was that one hockey game, and the Philadelphia Flyers just had this game plan where, okay, we know we're not going to beat them by playing conventional hockey. So basically what we're going to do is go out there and hit them as hard as we can, again and again and again and again and again and again. They did this so much so that the Soviets left mid-game and didn't want to come back out. But the commissioner of the NHL went in there and said, if you don't come back out, I'm not paying you.
Sounds about right when you're talking about the Broad Street Bullies in the Russian puck possession game. They don't want anything to do with all that other stuff, but that's a great story. And I want to make sure that I look into that a little bit more. I'll find that video.
Yeah, it was made by a guy called the Fat Electrician. He normally does war story videos, but he did this one because it technically involves the Cold War.
That's cool. I'll definitely check that out. DeBrincat now off the drop. One-timer. This one, blocker to side. Tarasenko had a full rip at that. Now he has it near the right corner. Andrew Kopp as Tarasenko gets taken down by Janmark. He pops back up. And this will be intercepted. Tarasenko in the corner. It's Kopp. Red Wings still stuck on the right side red line. Now they get it out to Seider, who shovels the blue line. Almost ran into Lucas Raymond. Walks in. Backhand set up and all. They couldn't get a pass there for anyone else. Could have walked in and scored. Lucas Raymond was putting on the moves. As this one goes to the left side now, Podkolzin. As this spin back around, and Edmonton takes a couple hits. Did Arvidsson. Red Wings now will put this in the corner, try to get out of their own end. Dylan Larkin off the lift, and a rolling puck collected at center here for Edmonton. We're almost at the halfway marker of this third. It would be nice if the Wings could at least get 1 point. Yes, they want to get more, but this is the Edmonton Oilers that we're talking about, and they've been playing very well of late as they sit first in the Pacific. The LA Kings have been losing a lot of games lately. They just got shut out again tonight, as this is now in toward the right side of the blue line. Chirac, it's all tied up. He can't get it out. Here is a drive toward the net. Save Lyon. Here's a battle for it. I can't see where the puck is because everybody's falling on top of each other. And now Hyman hugs Chirac. We'll take a break.
So, John?
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to weigh in on that poll question you have. I would say, here's what I would say. Well, yes, making the playoffs would definitely show progress. Here's what I'll say. if the Wings fall short, let's say maybe like a game or two, to me that's still progress. What it also means, but if that happens, what it also should be is for Stevie Y to wake up and say, we have something building here, but it needs a shot of adrenaline. And I think this offseason, I think we've spoken about this. This offseason, the Red Wings need to go big game hunting.
I like it, Ian. I am 100% with you on that one. I know you and I have talked about Chris Ilitch in comparison to Mike Ilitch, that the Sun doesn't want to spend money in between the Wings and the Tigers and all that, but I agree with you. Mikko Rantanen, I don't think that's a pipe dream. I don't think Carolina is going to be able to sign him long term. Why not Detroit? Go big game hunting. I agree with you. Do it. I really don't have anything else to add to that because you got DeBrincat, you got Raymond, you got Larkin, you got Casper. Soderblom is a big winger that's still trying to find his game. I like Edmondson, Seider. They've got a good core of players, but if they just get a superstar to add to this, I think that really changes things for Detroit.
Like the Hurricanes getting Doug Weight, that one piece.
Well, the fans are booing here at Rogers Place, and we're going to see who's going to get the tripping call. It's Leon Draisaitl. He's going to go sit in the sin bin. He trips Raymond, and the Red Wings power play has their second of the game. And more of almost a high stick, but it's a trip on the inside. He just missed clipping Raymond right in the face trying to steal the puck. But Draisaitl is going to sit in the box for at least 2 minutes as it's a slashing call. Again, we talk about no Compher, no Kane. The Kane one really hurts right now for a couple weeks because the power play merchant, Patrick Kane, can really get the job done. He's been excellent since the month of January. It's Seider, Casper, Raymond, Larkin, DeBrincat, their top line. Red Wings win another ozone draw as it's Raymond toward the left side. And we'll see what happens here on the second power play. Red Wings have a chance to take the lead. Raymond's pass. Seider slap. This one deflected. All sorts of power on that one. Toward the right side, Larkin's pass. Almost intercepted. Raymond, good touch. Seider now near the right side blue line. Here's Raymond in the left circle. Touch pass inside Larkin. One-timer. What a save for Skinner. That was a really good setup there for Detroit. Good quick puck movement. Larkin got robbed by Skinner. That's his best save.
Yeah. Interesting. Both of the Red Wings goals are on even strength.
That is a good sign, I would say, because their power play's already been more than hot. They need to balance that out with some even strength goals. That's a good read by you, Ian. 1:35 now left to go in this power play. Larkin wins it again. Seider toward the bumper here for Raymond. Inside positioning cross pass here for Casper. He can't hold. As now Seider got to set this one back up here for Marco Casper. Casper one-timer. This one will hit the glass, go on a play. 1:21 up to go on the power play. So the Cat's still out there right now. Alex DeBrincat. And I think they're still going to use that top power play moniker because, again, they've only been out for about 39 seconds. But maybe Todd McLellan's going to tell them to come back. I don't think so, though, not from the camera shots we've got. As DeBrincat and Raymond still talking things out. Faceoffs are 8-1 this period for Detroit. Now we'll do it again. We'll see who gets kicked out of the draw here, if any. So Larkin gets moved out of the draw, so that's going to make it worse for Detroit as DeBrincat off the tie-up. Seider, shot block, holds it in, and his pass gets knocked down and deflected as it's 1:15 left to go in the third, 1:05 in the next man advantage left to go in Detroit. As this is picked up here for Raymond. Finds the entry for Larkin off the sauce pass. He gets tied up a little bit. And Raymond now trying to find this as he crisscrosses and keeps it in. Dylan Larkin pinned against the boards. Raymond still trying to survey as number 71 spins it around. Marco Casper. Raymond now is going to have to pinch toward the left side red line. I'm sure the Wings are starting to get tired here on this unit. Here's a pass across. Casper puts his head down. Seider, Ripper, save, Skinner, big rebound, wide of the left post. And this now will be settled back down for Seider. Now for Raymond. Cross. And this one saved. Casper gets denied. Skinner having his best work in this third. And that power play is looking pretty deadly. They'll get a change. 27 seconds left. So they're out shooting the Oilers 9-1 as we check back in there from the camera cut. Power play down to 15 seconds. This power plays look really good, although they haven't scored. Berggren now. This one flipped up ahead for Kopp. Kopp will spin and turn. He gets knocked down as this gets brushed in the corner. Edmonton able to send this one down the ice. That will kill off the Red Wings power play. They're very dangerous, and you can definitely credit, and I will say this full sail for Stuart Skinner. He was terrific there. As this will be flipped back in by Simon Edmondson. Can't always say that about Skinner, but you can definitely say it then. Here's a chance toward the left side, and Connor McDavid off the sauce. Leave now in behind for Janmark. Here is McDavid one more time back in behind the net. 9:35 left to go in the third as the Wings will send this one down. Joe Veleno collect near the boards. Veleno send it into the corner. This will be put towards Skinner. He'll just hold on to it. 9:31 left to go in the third. We'll take a break. Halfway through the third, we're getting closer to crunch time. It's still 2-2.
So, in other news, Ovechkin has another goal. The Caps lose in overtime, but they still get a point, which means they are still at the top of the Metropolitan because the Hurricanes are 6 points back.
Yes, they are. They're battling alongside with the Jets in for the best record in the NHL. Let me flip this and across. So 75 points for the Jets, 74 points for the Caps. Again, it was a wild one. In the first period, there was no goals, and then 4 apiece in between. It was 4-4 going to OT, and as you mentioned, game winner there, Thomas Chabot ends up getting that one.
And once again, my take is still my take gains more water as the days goes by, as the games go by. The Toronto Maple Leafs are fraudulent.
You're going to keep pushing that button, and I can't tell you not to, my friend. I think we'll see. We know what the core four are. It's always the same story.
Yeah. And Tavares isn't there, but does that really matter?
No, they are what they are.
Yep.
Adam Klapka and Matt Coronado now give the Flames the lead. It was 1-0 Ducks. Coronado with his 12th. Dustin Wolf, terrific so far. 25 of 26. John Gibson, pretty good as well. 22 of 24. Again, we'll be covering that one on Saturday between the Flames and the Red Wings. Flames lost to the Capitals the other day. If you didn't see the little bit of mocking from Anderson of Tom Wilson in the big hit on Klapka against Wilson and some of that stuff in the box, it was pretty good from Tuesday, Ian, as those two teams went at it. Blue Jackets, Golden Knights, 1 apiece. Same for the Kraken and the Sharks. Couple finals for you. Jets destroy the Bruins 6-2. Connor scores again. Wild shut out the Canadiens 4-0. Hurricanes survive 3-2 over the Blackhawks, and Ian mentioned this, but the Islanders crushed the Flyers 3-0. They've now won 6 in a row, trying to get themselves back into a playoff spot as they're working closer.
If 2011 hadn't happened, we'd be looking at the Boston Bruins as one of the biggest collections of wasted talent we've ever seen.
You might definitely be right about that, considering a lot of the chances that they've had, and they've lost some Game 7s and not had as much of fun as they probably should have.
You lose. Best team in NHL regular season history. You lose in 7 games. against Florida fan.
Yeah, and Brad Marchand had a chance to pretty much ice it before, and he couldn't get it done. Florida goes on to that miracle run, and they go have some fun. They didn't have fun the first year against Vegas with all the injuries, but then they did. But you're right, because Florida, I mean, there's a lot of people that were talking about them before this run alongside their coaching staff that Florida is not very good. But Boston, that's some memes.
Yeah.
8:28 left to go in the third as the Oilers have iced it. We're still sitting on a 2-2 tie as Dylan Larkin has the latest. He is out there on that first line right now with Casper and Raymond. I'm so glad that Marco Casper, honestly, is getting first line time to see what they have in the youngster. He's been pretty good in the month of January. He now has 12 points. Larkin wins off the tie up again as this goes back now from Sherratt. Larkin will work his way toward the right side. Raymond, one-timer saved by Skinner. Raymond set up again and shoots it wide. In the left post, it was open. This is picked up now for Ekholm. John Klingberg is making his debut again this season. Again, he is a defenseman, but defense is not his priority. Ian would know that, even though he's a little bit later into his NHL career. As far as following along, John Klingberg's not known for defense, as the Oilers have iced it again. Check this comment board again as we go across. I appreciate you, Chef, for listening in and staying up late. Again, probably excited as I am, considering the two teams that are going on. These ones are always fun. Sherratt now will ride the blue line side, deflected. Larkin trying to get a piece of it. This will go back to Sherratt. One more pass across, right on for Casper, and a left pad save for Skinner. As now McDavid able to get this one out of the ice. Hyman now up a couple of stick chops as this will be sent back to Detroit. 7:35 left to go in the third. This has been a very good third period for Detroit. Seider, chance held by Skinner, but Skinner really has had his best work of the night as the Red Wings shot board getting closer. It's still 37-28, but it's still a 2-2 tie. Again, and we talk about it in the open. A failed Sherratt clear on the power play. Draisaitl scored, and then Lyon tried to hold near the right post, could not. Skinner walked in. He didn't even have to shoot. Just skated in and scored. And then a long shot from Berggren, tipped by Rass. A Larkin breakaway, and it still sits at 2-2. Off the tie-up this time, it's won again by Detroit, but they got to go back in their own and pick it up. Simon Edmondson, 7:25 left to go in the third as this is settled back down by Skinner. And off the kick play, the Oilers now looking to try to go left to right. Arvidsson will get this one ahead, and Oilers will send it in deep. Draisaitl inside out against Edmondson. DeBrincat turns it over right to Arvidsson. John Klingberg will wait for a moment. Gives it to Draisaitl, backhand toward the goal mouth, saved by Lyon. As this is recollected here for Edmonton, touch pass toward the left side point. Picked up now, slap shot, Darnell Nurse. Lyon saved it, he didn't know where it was, as this goes into the right corner. Oilers still with the puck possession now. 6:40 left to go. Lyon can't stop it onto the goal crease. Gets back in. Picked up now to the right side wall. Now left side blue line. Darnell Nurse. It's Emberson will crisscross with Draisaitl. Draisaitl, high slot tip, save Lyon. And this will be picked up now down the ice. And this will be DeBrincat's clear, but it's ice. Detroit can't change. 6:25 left to go here in the third. It's going to be a tired line for Detroit. Kopp, DeBrincat, Tarasenko out for well over a minute. Berggren and Soderblom just jumped in off the bench, so they're just getting going. Unless they got to bring back in DeBrincat and Johansson. That's what I'm seeing now on the FanDuel bar. It's just a critical D-zone draw. And Detroit off the tie-up. This will go into the corner. Corey Perry try to go ahead and find another number 90 as this is off the spin. Here is picked up for Skinner. Spin and turn. This one goes wide. This is the Red Wings finally getting it out. They can mercifully take a change as DeBrincat notices. So he'll just send this one in deep off a soft up. It goes right to Skinner, who's got a hold. So the Red Wings do get a change, and then they will also get the commercial break. So that is good for them there. We'll step aside. 5:59 left in the third. We're still tied at dose.
It looks like the Sharks have got their first goal on the board. Goal scored by Carl Grundstrom.
Yep, you got that right. Sharks and Kraken, as I look at it here, we're still in the end of the first. Chandler Stevenson and Carl Grundstrom from Will Smith on Team USA and Michael Granlund. Joey Decord, 10 of 11. And Yaroslav Askarov, the former Nashville Predator, 7 of 8. The news a couple days ago was that Philip Grubauer was placed on waivers. So I think he is not going to – he'll clear, and he'll probably get sent down to Coachella Valley because I don't think anyone's touching his contract. With 3 minutes left in the second, it is Tomas Hertl with his 20th from Dorofeev and Nick Hague for Vegas. Adam Fantilli answered in the first with his 15th U of M man. 11 and 12 for backup Ilya Samsonov. And then Elvis Merzlikins 17 of 18 for Columbus as they're at T-Mobile tonight. So I know the FanDuel bar is showing the Red Wings in the playoff positioning. They're still 3 points out of a playoff spot. Columbus, same amount of games in hand after tonight. They would be at 51. Columbus 2 ahead of them. The Bruins have the last spot at 56, as the Eastern Conference playoff chase is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun to watch. So Leon Draisaitl will win this D-zone draw. Hasn't won a lot of those. 5:50 left to go in the third. Marco Kasper, slap shot saved by Skinner, bounced up in the air. He couldn't hold it clean. And now Dylan Larkin will send this one toward the net, but Kasper got all tied up. And we'll see now if Edmonton can get it out of their own end. So the Red Wings were able to get their change and the commercial break. The Oilers send this all the way down the ice. Somebody took out somebody right in front of the players' bench as the camera cut. It's going to be an ice against the Oilers. I didn't see because it cut too quickly away. 5:32 in the third. So we're going to get this game in totality however long it goes, and then I'll be back with you about 10 Eastern on Saturday alongside Cooper Hopkins as we'll join in between the Red Wings and the Flames. Again, two of our favorite teams are going to battle against each other. You don't get that very often, so we get to catch up with Cooper in a couple of days. So wish him safe travels from his dad's birthday from Seattle. He's going back into California. As this is picked up now for Seider. Settle back around now for Chirot. Seider now try to find it near the right side corner as we're almost 5 minutes left to go in the third. It's still a 2-2 game. Nothing yet in the third to tell you about as far as goals. Race for the puck. Dylan Larkin now will chase this one into the corner. Larkin gets upended as this is try to get picked up now for Marco Kasper. Chipped off the glass ahead. The Red Wings defense will get there first and negate any hybrid icing. I thought there was going to be one, but the refs say no. Wings now cough it up, and this will be offsides. RNH never turned around. 4:43 left to go in the third. Shot board reads 39-30. There's been a lot of shots. Alex Lyon, 37-39. Stuart Skinner, 28-30. So Skinner has gotten much better as this game has gone along. Alex Lyon has really remained steady. I know he had one missed play in the gap from Chirot, but honestly, it could have been a lot worse if not for Alex Lyon. We get a neutral zone draw. Andrew Kopp will get it clean. And Edmondson now will push ahead. Right to left, come the wings is DeBrincat. Now for Ekholm. Ekholm now will chip this one toward the left side red one. The Oilers will slam this around the kick plate. 4:25 left to go in the third. It's still tied at 2. This next goal could probably be the game winner. Edmondson off the flip. And now Bouchard will intercept. The forwards will get settled here for Kris Knoblauch's squad. Back up into his own end near the left side dot, and Bouchard's pass. It's a clean one. Here is a Nugent-Hopkins fake slapper to softly put it into the corner. This is Bouchard, just keeps it in. Bouchard now, McDavid touch, one-timer, save Lyon as he slides over to the left side of the post. And we get a stoppage right at 4 minutes. So season high in saves for Alex Lyon. That is now his 38th out of 40 shots. So that does mean that Talbot's going to get a chance to play against his former team on Saturday. That will be pretty cool to watch that. Cam Talbot, I believe, has won 6 straight decisions for Detroit. And now that they've got Alex Lyon back, they've got a 1A, 1B situation. I do think Talbot's a little bit farther ahead at this point, but I would say Alex Lyon is still about as capable as he was last year. As this one now sent in, much better goaltending, because when you got Ville Husso back there, it really just hasn't worked in his limited games. He just hasn't had it. This is now flipped up now ahead. Soderblom for Jonathan Berggren. We'll flip this in. Skinner will stop it. Skinner now alongside his defense will try to take this one left to right and have to get going here. Full 200 feet and reverse hit for Chirot. Edmonton able to get out of the way. As this one now be sent back down. Will be iced against Detroit with 3:27 left in the third. I'm just hoping, honestly, I'm not going to be selfish for the 2 points, but I'm hoping Detroit can find a way to get at least one and then continue the road trip, because they should be able to win the game in Calgary on Saturday, and then they have a back-to-back against Seattle on Sunday, and Seattle hasn't been that strong this year.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Are we at break right now? Because I've actually got something over the wire. I don't know if you covered it.
I will.
There's a trade.
We will. Let's talk about that in 1 second when we do get a stoppage. I'm interested. Seider will send this one around and down the ice. This will be blown dead. So go ahead. Give me the answer.
So the Flyers and Flames are working on a trade that will send Andrei Kuzmenko and Jakob Payet to Philly, and send Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee to Calgary, plus picks
So
trade for season picks.
Calgary is going to probably get picks, I would imagine, in that trade. Bouchard. This one will flip above the goal crease. I'm going to have to ask Cooper about that on Saturday, because we're going to be covering the Flames, because Kuzmenko, they're getting rid of his cap hit, and Peltier has been one of the better players that they've called up there from the Wranglers. I am interested. We will follow that one along and talk about that more on Saturday. We got a lot to talk about on Saturday. We're busy. Draisaitl now. Power move toward the backhand. Send it to the goal mouth. This one goes wide. And Bouchard. Now we'll settle it down. McDavid. Slap shot. This is blocked. Really hurt. I think Seider out in front. That one bit him really good. As it's 2:15 left to go in the third. He slides his way. He might have popped out his skate blade to the left side as Seider hustles to the bench. Long outstretched pass. Oilers trying to cheat back down the ice now. That Seider had made his change. And Larkin. 2 minutes left to go. So no Seider here with that shot block. That could make things really interesting if this game continues. And if it goes to 3-on-3, you probably think the Oilers have it with McDavid and Draisaitl. They really just can't cover that. As this is now sent back down toward the right side dot. Here is Edmondson. Good positioning as Larkin pushed this one ahead. This will be flipped for Raymond, and a floating pass will be settled back down. 90 seconds left to go in this one. It's still 2-2, but Edmonton dangerous looking right now as this is knocked away for Janmark. Flipping puck will get out for Detroit. Casper takes his change and get off. As it's 1:15 left in the third, Kris Knoblauch's squad will do the same. 42-29 on the shot board, but it's tied at 2. Edmonton wants to end it right now in this final minute. Shot goes wide and amongst the boards. Janmark settle this down again. This will be wrapped around and sent back down. Edmonton can't hold it in. 60 seconds left. Detroit will steal. DeBrincat. Tarasenko over skates. Now to the left side red line. Here's a good reverse hit for the defense. Seider's already back out there after blocking the shot. And he's not skating all that well at the moment, but they need his presence. As this is off his skate. Trot now has some trouble with it, and Seider lost it as this one will be sent back into the corner. 35 seconds now. Trot able to chip it. RNH will get this back to his defense, and they have to check back up. There's Edmonton. 25 seconds left to go in the third. They'll chip it in. Alex Lyon will glove it, and we're going to stop. 23 seconds left in this third.
All right, so it's not fine. It's not really finalized yet, but how it's looking at the B to the Flames. Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost to the Flyers.
Jacob Pelletier.
Jacob Pelletier, Andre Kuzmenko, and his second and seventh round pick to the Flyers.
Okay, so that second and seventh round pick, this is how I interpret that. That is salary cap relief in full marks. So they're picking up Kuzmenko's full deal, which is the $5 million plus. So that's why the picks would be going that way. I think Craig Conroy is trying to clean out some of that cap. And Kuzmenko hasn't done all that well this year, so we'll see. Farabee and Frost aren't bad players.
Yeah, but Flyers fans are already celebrating this. One guy says, Danny B clears up huge cap space for the next 3 seasons. Got a second round pick, a high prospect, and a guy that we hope can return back to form.
Yep. That's what you would think in Kuzmenko, because he did pretty well in Vancouver. And Pelletier has been pretty good for Calgary. So I wonder what that means for them, because they're still a month away from getting Connor Zary back. There's a lot left to do for Calgary. I'll be interested to ask Cooper about his hometown team and what happens with them. Right now, I guess Calgary hasn't gotten the word that that's happened, because they just scored a couple more. Matthew Coronado, how about this, my friend? A natural hat trick, 12th, 13th, and 14th. They're going to take this one against the Ducks, and they'll put themselves back into a playoff spot after tonight.
Yeah. The Blues are just no. Just no.
We're going to get set to go to OT here. So I'm going to go ahead. I normally don't take the easy names as far as the OT winner, because you always say pick the winners here. I'm just going to say Leon Draisaitl. He's going to score for Edmonton, and I'll pick one for Red Wings, who has been good all night. Give me Larkin to get his second. I'm going to go easy button tonight for both of these ones. If you're still there, Ian, give me your OT winners for both teams.
I would say Oilers, I'm going to have to go with the hot hand. I'm going Draisaitl, and the Wings is the captain.
Okay, we're on the same page. We're both going Draisaitl, Larkin. Shep, if you're still in here, give me your votes. Both teams, give me your OT winner. I just think when you get to this point on 3-on-3, it's going to be tough for Detroit to pull one out. I hope they do, but we'll see. So at least the Wings do get a point. That is big in the playoff chase here. See if they can get dose. It'll be a good start to the Canadian road trip nonetheless. It's going to be very interesting on Saturday after that trade that Ian just broke for us as well. I'm very appreciative of that. I got a lot of stuff to talk about between that trade, Vancouver, the Mikko Rantanen trade. The intermissions are going to be loaded on Saturday. So Red Wings get the draw, and Lucas Raymond now will lead on this 3-on-3. This puck possession is going to be very important. Connor McDavid is trying to play Raymond step for step, and now McDavid finally gets the steal. Raymond has this bounce off his skate. He gets it back. And now we'll start again for Detroit. So Sherratt, Larkin, Raymond right now. Drop for Ben Sherratt. Ben Sherratt tries to wrist it high. This one picked up by Larkin. Back in behind the mesh. Larkin trying to set it up for Raymond, and he's got a spin. Here's a fake pass. I don't know why Trot didn't shoot. This could lead to a breakout if they want to. And Larkin steals. Backhand. This one sent to the goal mouth. And now a couple changes here. Red Wings caught on a bad change. It's a 3-on-1. Lyon save. And toward the back post. McDavid can't get a stick on it. My goodness. You can't have bad line changes here. Here's a rush the other way. It is Seider now He'll work his way in behind the net. Moritz Seider. One of the Oilers falls down. Kasper tries to snipe it. And this is saved in tight by Skinner and toward the right post. Take a breath. This will be picked up now for Bouchard and leave it now for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So RNH toward the right side, as this will be Hyman now on his backhand. Try to get around the defense. Hyman still circles. It's Mattias Ekholm. 3:25 left in OT should we need it, if not a shootout. As this will be recollected here for RNH. RNH skates in, save Lyon with the right pad as it's certain the right corner, and we will get a call. 3:20 left to go in OT. This is against Edmonton. Detroit's going to the power play. This will be Hyman going into the box for interference against Alex DeBrincat.
So Alex Lyon, he is the lightning for the Red Wings Brincats time. Pardon the analogy, but the Red Wings should have been dead on that 3-on-1.
Absolutely, Ian. You couldn't said it any better. I wholeheartedly agree with you. He's been the reason in this game of why the Wings have a chance to already have 1 point and could have 2. Dylan Larkin's got 9 shots in this one. He's got 1 goal. It's Larkin, Raymond, Seider, and DeBrincat. RNH. He needs to get this draw. He does not. And the Red Wings get a power play in OT. Can't make a score 3 unanswered. Larkin wide open near the right side dot. This pass has to get lofted. Larkin tried to throw right back around to DeBrincat. Larkin now will send this in around to Raymond, who's got it at the bumper. Lucas Raymond near the right dot. It's DeBrincat back to Lucas. Seider, high slot. Dylan Larkin. Larkin still surveying. Seider does not shoot. He's got to recollect the vulcanized rubber. 1:25 left to go in Detroit's power play in OT. This is gigantic for Detroit. Here's a shot to the right side. Sent toward Larkin. Deflected, and Skinner's got it in his glove hand. And now Larkin is having some words with Ekholm, who had a little bit of a cross-check on him, and Larkin gave it right back to him. Good to see from the captaincy. Gut check time for both the Oilers and the Red Wings here as we sit in OT. This game has been pretty fun. It is Todd McLellan as Alex Tanguay, the former Colorado Avalanche fan, is going to get some power play time here to talk it over with Detroit. This will give both teams a respite as the Red Wings still got a $1:21 left to go in the OT, or the power play, I should say, if they need it.
It is still tied over between the Blue Jackets and the Golden Knights after 2. Thank goal scorers, nothing new to report.
Appreciate that, Ian. It'll be something that the Red Wings fans will have to keep an eye on. Again, we profile a little bit next month toward the end of it. Like it was the 28th. It'll be the Blue Jackets and Red Wings and LCA, and then they'll go to Columbus, Ohio at Nationwide at the Buckeyes Field and finish that one up. Actually, I think it's called Safe Like Glass. So it's 2:41 left to go in OT. 1:21 on the Wings power play. It's a good time for that. The Larkin line has got some extra rest here, and they'll try to get another draw. Dylan Larkin's been very good at this today. He wins another one as this is picked up here for Lucas Raymond. He shoots 5-hole, and another save. Larkin was right there from the Raymond shot, and Stuart Skinner now is starting to make his money. Both Alex Lyon and Stuart Skinner in this one have been excellent. Deflected a couple times. Might have bounced off of Darnell Nurse right to Larkin, but Skinner's got it anyway. So we'll get settled to do this again in the ozone draw. 2-2. And the next one's going to win it, whether it's now or in the shootout. Larkin will take it again against RNH. Going to try to, I think, win 5 in a row, which might be one too many. This time he can't do it, so RNH has puck possession. And the Oilers will send this one down the ice. Both teams have a point, but we're going to see who's going to get the extra. Lucas Raymond. Now off the drop, sauce to DeBrincat near the right corner. Larkin, left side. He walks in. His shot gets deflected. It gets blocked off of Darnell Nurse and up and on a play. 2:17 should we need it in this OT. We're at Rogers Place. Drawn out here alongside Ian Genji as we check out this one in OT. And after this first period, you really thought, I know there was so much time up, it looked like the Wings were dead in the water. They were getting destroyed by Edmonton, but ever since, the Red Wings have really found their game between second, third, and OT, especially second. They scored, third, they really outplayed Edmonton. Face-off went for Larkin, but they can't hold it in. DeBrincat now will recollect across the Oilers logo. DeBrincat gets the skate ahead. He'll settle back down on the backhand toward the right side blue line. DeBrincat on his back skate. As the fans start to boo a little bit as Detroit's holding on the puck a little bit too long. This will be Raymond off the switch, try to set up for DeBrincat, but the one-time feed goes between his legs. And now the Oilers smartly send this around for Ekholm. He was tripped as he tried to clear that one down the ice. I think he slipped on that Mario Kart banana peel. As it's picked up now for Seider. Seider now to the left side red line. As the Wings find the entry, DeBrincat back to Moritz. Here for Larkin. Raymond, he can't hold, and this could be a 2-on-1 for Edmonton. Here's an opportunity now. Janmark, cross pass. Oh, what a save, Lyon, as he slides over. And the Red Wings aren't dead yet. As this is settled now, Larkin off the back pass feed to DeBrincat, and Skinner's got it with the glove hand. Oh, my goodness.
Alex freaking Lyon.
Alex Lyon with the save of the game right now. Slides over, got it with the knob of his stick, just barely. And then the Wings try to go back the other way. DeBrincat had no chance on the slow backhand. Skinner says no with the glove. We'll get another draw. But Alex Lyon big there. And the power play, I believe, is expired. So we go back to 3-on-3. The one good thing for Edmonton there is Connor McDavid's going to be back on the ice. And this is going to be against the Red Wings second unit, so you should be able to burn all that speed. Maybe you can win it right now. As it's 1:10 left to go on the OT. McDavid has got Bouchard with him on a 2-on-1. Bouchard can't get the entry pass. As Bouchard now will get this one to the left side blue line. Here is McDavid. He'll drag, shoot, save. Lyon's trying to hold it, and McDavid bowls Lyon, and he still holds on to it anyway. 53 seconds left to go in the OT. So Connor McDavid, and we know this more than anybody, able to turn on the burners, but especially when he's got that long rest. He wasn't out there during the penalty kill side. And that's kind of a easy thing for Kris Knoblauch to do. You can rest Draisaitl and McDavid a little more. Draisaitl wins it. Bouchard, good move. As they'll get this across. McDavid now. Now for Lyon. For the blue line side, work his way on his backhand. Draisaitl, good cutoff there for Detroit. Soderblom using that size. Here is Connor McDavid now. 35 seconds left. Drop for Draisaitl. Working his way into the slot, and Lyon closes the 5-hole just barely before the goal line. Makes the save. 31.7. I see Seattle has just exploded in the goal-scoring department. It was 1-1. Now it's 4-1 Kraken at Climate Pledge. Still got 31 seconds here left, and then we will go to a shootout if we need it. This has been a good one. I appreciate you guys staying up late with me on the Twitter, X Space, and on the YouTube side. Still 2-2. It looks like Kris Knoblauch is going to take his TO now. Again, you guys, I think, have been pretty fair on the question of the day as far as did the Wings need to make the playoffs to get progress, and is Yzerman in danger? I think you guys have say yes partially on the playoff side, which I agree, and no for Yzerman in danger. I agree with you on that. I think all in good standing. I do think when it's all said and done, and Ian's kind of talked about this a little bit already, I'm right where Ian is. I think the Wings probably just miss maybe by 2 to 4 points. They went on that big skid with Derek Lalonde. The one thing you can say about Yzerman is whether or not with, Trot, Compher, Petrie, Kopp, some of the free agency signings have looked like the first round picks have all been good. It's just whether or not they took too long to get rid of Derek Lalonde. I think maybe they should have done it at the beginning of the year, but who knows? As Draisaitl can't win the draw. Here is Lucas Raymond now. Racing down the right wing. Raymond will work his way in behind Bouchard. He gets pinned to the glass. Raymond is able to stay with this thing in between his skates. And this will be flipped up into the Edmonton bench. They were looking for a break. They could not get one. 15 seconds left to go in this OT. Shot board as it stands is 46-35. So Alex Lyon well past his season high of 44 saves. Stuart Skinner's been very good as well. Second period was rough for him, and the first period for Lyon was only rough because of the gaps and the rebound he couldn't hold. 39 faceoffs taken tonight, most since Sergei Fedorov, November 1, 2000. Crazy. He had 46. Here's a 2-on-1. 10 seconds left, overskated, and now Edmonton, here's McDavid, turns it over. We are going to go to a shootout. So hold all tickets here. We are not done. The OT was fun, but it didn't decide anything just yet. So you ask yourself, and Bob Kaiser as the Red Wings play-by-play man, Ken Daniels, no Mickey Redmond tonight, but you go, how do you go that long in overtime between these teams and not score? I think that is a great question, but that was where we were tonight, as nothing in the third, nothing in OT, and we will see who takes this one in a shootout tonight. So glad we covered this one. Again, I try for the most part to find some games where they're fun to watch, and I try to get the good matchups. I try to cherry pick the best ones. I'm glad that we ended up getting some ones that worked out this week. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, so we do the best we can, but this was a preeminently good matchup.
So, John, before this gets started, tell us, have you seen Detroit in the shootout yet?
One time, Dylan Larkin ended up scoring a game winner, but not often. And I will say, without Patrick Kane, especially in this, that really hurts them.
Yeah, because he, old or not, he's still a magician.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There really isn't anything he can't do. So that's a definite weapon that they don't have. Obviously, you already know what the Oilers have. They could go McDavid, Draisaitl, and then you could probably go Evan Bouchard. That's usually what they do, unless you want to go Skinner or whatever else. But they should have the advantage here.
Yep, and then go ahead and plug in RNH at the fourth, because he can shoot it.
Yep. Connor McDavid, coin toss, goes to Edmonton. Against Lyon, backhand, nothing. Slides all the way over, was Lyon. I don't know if McDavid was being a little nonchalant. He tried to sell something to Lyon that he never bought. It was forehand, backhand. He never did any other move, and Lyon saved it with the skate. So good start for Detroit. Lucas Raymond is the first shooter for Detroit. Lucas Raymond's going to take some long strides, work his way down to the left of the side of the red line, now left dot. Right, scores! Forehand snipe! And the Red Wings have the first goal. Lucas Raymond lulled Stuart Skinner to sleep. He went wide toward the right side dot. Forehand snipe toward the bottom right of the mesh past Skinner. And the Red Wings get the first goal. RNH. Backhand. He lost the handle of the puck. He does not get a shot. And if the Red Wings score here, they take the shootout.
Come on, Larkin. Let's go.
A little bit too much overskate there for RNH. And what do we got now? It's Dylan Larkin. Ian called it. We'll see if Larkin can win it for Detroit. This would be huge. Racing down the middle of the circles. Scores! Dylan Larkin! And the Red Wings come all the way back and get 2 points against the Oilers.
Yes.
Oh, we have some fun tonight. The Red Wings were down 2-0 after 1. Who says they were done? Maybe it was me. Who knows? They scored 2. It was Rasmussen and Larkin. Nothing in the OT, nothing in the third. And cool as you like for the captaincy. Roofs it past Skinner. And the Red Wings take a big 2 points. They will play Calgary on Saturday, who's going to look a lot different. Ian profiled that for us. I'll be alongside Cooper for that one. We got a lot of trade talk to mention. I will see you on Saturday a little bit late, about 10:15. It should be fun. Ian, I appreciate you as always, my friend. I know I will probably talk to you next week. We'll see.
Yes, sir.
That was fun. Dylan Larkin on the game winner in the shootout. Raymond and Larkin, the Oilers get nothing, and the Red Wings take 2 points. Good game to call. I'll see you on Saturday when they take on the New Look Flames. I still can't believe in the mix of Kuzmenko and Peltier. Peltier is a good player, and they're also getting picks. It's getting rid of those cap hits there for Calgary that makes me kind of think that that's the way that they were going. And you know what? In between Kadri, Huberdeau, and Mackenzie Weegar, I think that makes sense for Craig Conroy too. So we'll talk a lot about that. We'll talk about the Calgary trade. We'll talk about the Mika Rantanen trade. We'll talk about Vancouver, everything that's going on there, and catch up with Cooper on Saturday. Peace.